And I forgot to start recording again. I keep forgetting to start recording the local recording. It's alright, we've only missed 45 minutes. Anyway, I don't know if you're still here, but KB, nice to see you. Nice to have you pop in. Let me actually read what you were saying. Given the recent price increases, you could be looking at 500 to 600 for the next gen. Well, I don't want the next gen, but as you say, 250 plus for pre-owned. But that's now, right? So do you think they might go down a bit when they become, like previous gen? Because I'm not paying £200-300 just to play 2 games. I don't know. No, that's too much. That's definitely too. I mean, I understand why it would still cost that much, I guess. Well, it looks like it's going to be another few years before I move on from this console. Yeah, and that's an entire conversation because this current generation has been a very strange one as console generations go. It never really felt like it had its own identity or really got its bearings. And I don't know. Is it exciting? Are people excited for a next generation? I think we're getting to a point, or we were at a point certainly, where the jump from previous gen to next gen didn't feel like a sea change, And this current generation of stuff seemed to get in just before you had all the really cool, like AI upscaling and what do you call it, ray tracing and stuff. I actually don't know. Does that new PlayStation have like good ray tracing? Surely not. It's a bit old in the tooth for that. But it just came in just under the wire for that stuff, I think. The Nintendo Switch OLED is going for 200 plus. All right, who's gonna shoot me? I need to. You fellas up on the hill, maybe? They really are up there, aren't they? Gotta remember I have 2 guns on this thing. I want to push up and help our team out, but I'm very slow. God, there are so many of them up on that hill. Stop shooting! Going up that hill. Oh, jeez, there's a rock. Yes, I do see you, Was that artillery? What was that? Oh, yeah, it was artillery. Great. Oh, come on, fellas. I really thought they'd be more busy fighting my team. Oh, this is all over. God damn! That does not usually go that poorly for me. Wow. Guess I was a slow tank. I wasn't able to push up with everyone else, so I was like the last guy to arrive, and at that point the enemy were able to crest the hill and just focus on me while all my buddies already had some like land cover. See, just over there. If I was like 20 seconds faster and I was already able to catch up with them, that wouldn't have been such an issue. It's a shame because this is a really great map. I have a lot of fun on this map. Yeah, I suppose. You're not wrong. The Switch, though, is a very compact device, and generally one assumes that the more compact something is, the more expensive it's going to be. A powerful laptop is more powerful than a similarly... I don't just want to say the word powerful again, but a powerful laptop is going to be... God, my words, my brain. A laptop that is as good as a PC is going to be more expensive than a PC. Or at least that used to be the case. I don't know if things have changed. And so one assumes that the tech that goes into something like a Switch is going to be more expensive than buying a PC or a console that could do the same thing. But what do I know? I mean, really, what do I? I don't know. I've not been keeping up. But I'm guessing that the big thing in this next generation of consoles is going to be the ways that they can really push it ahead of the curve with like AI stuff and RTX to try and get extra frames and things. What else? I mean, they're going to improve load times and things like that, but PC has that now. I'm sure the Switch has great load times. etc., etc. So that's not that exciting. The Switch is fairly cheap. A mid-range gaming laptop was £1,500. Good God. I got my laptop 3 years ago for just over £1,000, and I would have thought of it as being really quite powerful-ish. Maybe I would call it mid-range. So maybe you're not too far off, I guess. That is sad, isn't it? But then also, the older you get, the more, like, you kind of learn what money is worth when you're a teenager, when you're like young and you're a teenager and you're first starting your forays into really figuring out what stuff costs. And then that kind of gets locked into your brain, and then inflation continues to be a real thing that very slowly moves the dial over the years, and then suddenly you're an old person saying, wow, £30 for a coffee, this is insane. Whereas, like, other people, younger people, will be like, no, that's totally normal and reasonable because inflation happened. So it's probably just a little bit of that with me. Because when I first started building, like, gaming PCs, you could build a pretty powerful PC for, like, I don't know, £800 or something would get you a pretty sweet rig. But that was a long time ago. Mr. Sniper, you are really going for it. Alright, you know what? I'm coming with you. Good lord, he's going for it. He's trying to close the distance so he's not out in the open. But what is he doing? Look, the Jagdpanzer, or whatever, however you pronounce that, is a great tank. What's he doing? He's trying to hide in that little corner. Now I feel like I'm the one down here on my own. Is that no, it's not a jump. You never know with this game. There could be a random jump anywhere. Come on, little Jagdpanzer, you can help me out. God, there could be anything up here. There could be a Grim Root, whatever that is. Oh God. The artillery wants to hit me? Well, I'm guessing he can't if I come up here. I'm listening for artillery. There is a sniper up on that hill as well. Yeah. I thought this sniper might move up with me. Oh, Jesus, now! Oh, feck me. I got a load of friendly snipers way behind me, but I think they'd only be useful after the enemy pushed past me. Where's the SOS button? There we go. It was one of this year's tanks. Hey, Tia, how's it going? So what time is it there now? Must be late in America. Ah, well, if it's scary. It's, you know, okay, look. All right, look, you're a sniper. You probably want me to push up ahead of you. I'm not sure that's a good idea, but I will try. I am just bouncing off this guy, man. Jeez. Ah, yes, good morning. It's morning here for another 40 minutes. Wow, £3,000 for a laptop. Man. I mean, yeah, no, I believe it. You know, and laptops are great these days. I went away from building desktops just because, well, for many reasons, but being able to just move around with a powerful machine was great. And when I started doing work that was a lot of work from homey kind of stuff and a lot of traveling around and just having my own laptop that I could bring around with me instead of like, oh yeah, all my stuff's on my actual desktop at home, and it's very handy. And like this, for example, because I'm in my work shed office right now, but sometimes I also like working from inside the house or just being inside the house or whatever. So I can just grab the laptop, connect a bunch of cables, and away I go. Okay, 3:20 a.m. isn't so bad, to be fair. Yeah, there was a time when I was thinking, like, I'll build a rack-mounted PC and then I'll just stream that system to anywhere in my house or even remotely. And then I decided that's a lot of work. I could just get a laptop, and then I did that, and it works quite well. Let's bring out a fun tank that I might do okay in. Oh, I like the filter in the filters in this game are better than the filters in World of Warships. They did a good job with the filters. Whoever did that, give them a pizza. That's what corporations do, right? They give their employees pizzas. Why pay your employees when you can give them a pizza, right? Because they're only gonna, they're only gonna spend the money on pizzas anyway. You know what? I bet someone in some company somewhere has said exactly that. Like when they've thrown a pizza party for their employees, and one of them said like, "Oh, we'd rather have a bonus." I bet behind closed doors, at least one very out of touch CEO has said, "Well, they're only going to spend the money on pizzas anyway." I guarantee it. These poor people spending money on food when they should be investing it in buying more poor people, like we did. Anyway, yes. It would be really nice to have a new. I'm hoping this laptop will hold out for some years, and then when it starts to get a bit long in the tooth, I think it's got like a 3070 in it. But when it does start to get long in the tooth, I'll start relying on streaming stuff like Shadow. Shadow is a great cloud PC streaming service. I do recommend it because it's like a total. It's like an actual PC. It's not like GeForce Now, whatever it's called, where they just spin up a VM that runs the game. You get a full desktop, so you can do anything you want with it. That I found very handy over the years. I used to be quite deep in their little community. I've still got one of their one of their staff sent me their branded staff only. Like they had a device that if you didn't have a computer or something and you wanted to just connect to Shadow, you had to have a little box. It was a little box that ran Linux. And they sent me that thing. I'm going to keep that in a box. And it might be worth an entire £30 one day. You never know. That's just a fun little thing I should probably put on a shelf. Anyway, sorry. I'm getting away from myself. The point is, as with a lot of people who don't have a lot of money, which I think is everyone these days, essentially, if you think about it, paying a small fee that you can kind of afford for a cloud service instead of buying a whole actual new system, which you can't afford, is basically kind of just like renting a PC. And that takes me back to the 90s when my family, and I'm sure many families, were too poor to buy a television, so we had to rent one. A lot of people used to rent TVs. And I think this push into, I mean, there's many reasons for it, but this push into, like, people don't need to buy things anymore. You can just rent them now, is also kind of a response to, hey, we're making everyone too poor to buy our product. How do we still make money out of the people that we've already sucked dry? And then let's persuade them they don't need to own their property anymore. Let's just get them to rent it. I don't want to get political. But like that's kind of part of why I'm thinking when I'm no longer able to oh Jesus, hello. Didn't think you'd come from there, mate. You took out my tracks. I'm gonna repair because their artillery's gonna whack me otherwise. See? That could have been me. I just gotta remember they have 2 artillery. There's so many of us here that if I were them. Come on fellas, shoot that sniper, he's sat there. I'll shoot him. Jesus, was that a rocket? I saw the shell coming in. God, this is a great spot for artillery to just... You could take out 4 of us at once. Oh, and he's going to as well. I'm parking next to that hole. Let me just back up for a sec and let that happen, and then I'll move forward. See, I've still got it. Yes, I know he's there. I know he's there. What do you want me to do? If I move up too much... Jesus, there are a lot of them. Alright, fine. But someone really has to focus on that sniper. God, I can't do 2 things at once, lads. Wow. Sniper pushing up. Alright, you know what? I'm going to let you go up there while I do this. That didn't go so well. Alright. Oh, it's not looking good for you. This is a really bad idea. I was really hoping... I'm not even going to put the fire out. Really hoping I could get through there before they cottoned on. That's the kind of mistake I feel I wouldn't have made when I was in my prime playing this game. Oh, little bit blitzkrieg. You're not gonna have a good day. Oh, I feel bad for you. What about this little sniper that pushed up? Yep, nope, there he goes. Jesus, what's this? Oh, rest in peace. Just quietly gonna drink my tea. I'll tell you something. I'm technically a Twitch affiliate now, which means that they're gonna run ads, right? But it's been only for like a day or two, and they've not properly got they've not got it working right yet, is my point. And so at some point you'll see the bot come up and say, oh, there's about to be an ad, but it won't actually play an ad. It's really weird. I mean, Amazon, small company, you know, it's going to take them a while to iron out the issues. I mean, they've probably not got a lot of engineering staff, and they've not got a lot of money to invest in this kind of stuff, which is why this is a bad joke, I know. But it is kind of weird, because when you go onto the Twitch backend and you go onto their UI, right, there's a bunch of new menus and stuff that open up once you unlock monetization and ads and channel points and bits and all that, you know, rewards and things. Some of that stuff works, and some of it just throws errors. Like you'll be on a page and there'll be like 3 different sections that just say, oh, this is a weird error. Maybe you should reload the page. I don't know. It's weird. And then you'll go on some pages and the page is blank. Like, no, it doesn't throw an error. It's just a blank page. Like the UI is there, like, you know, the sidebar navigation and the header navigation and stuff. But the rest of the page is literally empty. It's kind of weird. It feels like launch day jitters, you know, like when you launch a new service or a game or something, and it's kind of working, but some of it isn't working because some of the cron jobs and things they need to be running are you know, overloaded and backed up. It feels like that, but this is Amazon we're talking about, and Twitch has been around for a while, right? It didn't just show up, and I feel like the whole like affiliate thing has been around for a while and stuff. So it's just weird that they've not quite leveled that off yet. I'm not complaining. I don't mind. I'm patient. I'll give it a few days. It'll all start working, I'm sure. But it's a bit strange. Alright, let me let this guy past. I'm polite. I want to go down to the town. Oh, there you go. There's the bot saying that there's an ad break. But is there an ad break? Is an ad playing? I don't know. I don't think an ad is playing, actually. Yeah, that's where I'm going. Don't you worry. I'm looking at people pinging the map. Actually, I can say yes. There we go. Chat's gone quiet. Maybe all left. Maybe it's just me now. But I am really curious if anyone is around. Is it playing an ad? Hey, Sammy. Is there an ad right now? I don't think there is. Don't shoot me! I don't know why I say shoot. Yeah, it's weird. Give it a day or two and Twitch will fix the broken ad thing. Because, like, it's also not firing off the API stuff. So, Seribot is able to tell, I guess. I don't know how it's pulling that information. And, like, the Twitch, like, UI is telling me, like, oh, there's an ad playing right now. But, like, I use StreamerBot as well, and none of those, like, API triggers are going off. Either that or I've configured it wrong, but probably not. I probably configured it fine. Oh, that's a lot of heavy tanks coming up here. They're going to be around this corner on my left, where this guy is just apologizing. I wonder if if he means to say, please help me. Oh, no. Ah, you little... Wow, they're really pushing up here. Oh, Jesus. Just give me 5 seconds and then do that again. If I stay here, bad things are going to happen, but I'd love to get one shot off on this guy. Yeah, sure, I'll hit him in the tracks. That'll do. Right, excuse me, lads. I need to move up this way. Now, don't shoot me in the side while I'm going around here. I'm concerned about this one bloke that's around this corner. I want to help him out. Don't tell me these snipers can see us. See, this is why I wanted to do this, because I was really concerned they were going to move up our side. Oh, Jesus, now, that's a lot of them. Hello. Good thing I'm in a minute, man. Ah, I'm kind of boned. I can't even shoot that guy. Shoot this guy. Oh, and it bounced off. Great. Excuse me. Oh, stop hitting my tracks. It's illegal. I haven't played War Thunder. You know what? It might be silly to use a repair, but it would also be silly to just sit here and die. And I know that they're flanking us, but there's 2 guys behind me. Surely they can deal with that. Where's the good game? Yeah, I've not played War Thunder yet. I'll get around to it eventually. It's one of those things of just like, there's so many games that do much the same thing. And I like to just stick with one. This guy probably has a bigger health pool than me. I ain't just gonna stay here. Oh, I really thought I'd get at least one shot on him before he ended me. I should get round to War Thunder. War Thunder is the more like intense simulation as opposed to this, which is very arcadey. And that... Whoa, hang on. This guy's tank is huge. Look at this thing. Look at that guy's tank. The FCMF1. Was that a real tank, or is this one of the, like, it was on the drawing board? So that's what I like about this game. They tanks that only existed on the drawing board, they're like, nah, we're going to build it. We're going to build it. We're going to let you drive this tank that a madman thought up, that no sane engineer would ever build. Now we built it. But yes, I should play War Thunder at some point. It just seems intimidating, right? Because everything I hear about it is that it's this intense, realistic sim. Which sounds like it's got a bit of a hump to get over, you know, like a skill hump to get into it. That puts me off some games sometimes where you know that the player base is already going to be really, really, really good. That's what I always liked about Halo matchmaking, especially in the early days. Like Halo 3 had really, really good matchmaking because it would put you with people who were generally at your skill level no matter what. You wouldn't just be dumped in with people who were way better than you. It did happen occasionally, but generally you were put in with people around your skill level, which was lovely. And then as I got better at the game, you know, it started putting me... Let's pull this out. I really hope we have some real human beings, because this tank is ridiculous. Don't tell KB, though. They might tell someone, and then they might nerf it. This is my favourite. This is the kamikaze of World of tanks. If there's a better tank than this, I want it found and shot. Anyway, Sammy, I hope you're doing grand. It's nice to see you again. I have no news. I know that's not what you want to hear when you tune into a stream. It's like this guy's got nothing to talk about. Let me have a sip of my tea and I'll rack my brain. Oh. Nope, nothing. We can talk about the weather. The apples on my tree are practically begging to be plucked. Don't let your apples... If you have an apple tree, don't let them fall. Don't think, oh, I'll wait till they fall off and then I'll pick them up. Because they get bruised when they hit the ground. And then they won't last, right? And if you have an apple tree full of apples... I mean, we only have a little apple tree in the garden. But there's, you know, a couple of dozen apples on there. And you can't eat them all at once, right? So you need them to keep for a while. And if they get bruised as they fall off, or even if you're picking them, don't just chuck them into a basket when you pick them. Gently place them down because they get bruised very easily. And even a light bruise, if you're leaving an apple in like a cold pantry, you know, dark cold storage for a couple of weeks, even a little bruise will really make them go bad. Oh, thank you. 33, right? 33 entire human beings. I think one of them might be a bot because the word bot is in the name. You know, I was tempted. I set up a bot on my channel, as you may have seen in here. And the other day when I was at like 24 followers and you need 25 to unlock affiliate, I was like, I could just have my own bot follow me. I could just do that. But I didn't because I checked the rules and it says it's against the rules to have a bot following you. So I was like, nope. Not gonna do it. I'm a good little boy. I don't break the rules, so my bot isn't following me. You can go and check. I see. Is that stuff public? Can you see who people are following? I don't know. But yeah, my bot just sits there. Ah, I struggled to get that account as well, because in the good old United Kingdom, if you want to do anything online these days, you have to. I'm going to shoot the real human being here. Sorry, real human being, but you had to go. If you want to do anything these days, you have to give the government your papers. What the fuck am I doing? I'm in the wrong corner. Are you behind me? Yes, you are. Da, 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 da. back here. Oh, god damn it. So anyway, Twitch was like, hey, you want to sign up for an account? Great. And it was like, we're going to need to confirm. Yeah, UK 1980. We're going to need to confirm a few things. Like the freaking medium tank that's behind me. Oh, thank God it's only a bot. Not that that means I'm not necessarily doomed. I am rigged up to be good at ramming in this tank. They always take out my flaming tracks. The bots know what they're doing. They really do. Let me just get behind them. All right, there we go. So I went to sign up my bot account. And it was like, we're going to need to confirm that you're over 18, essentially, which is kind of what... It was like, we're going to do it with your camera. We're going to do it with your webcam. They were like, turn on your webcam. So, okay, I was like, fine. I turn on my webcam. I use a laptop that's sat on a desk, and then I have a bunch of monitors connected to it. So I'm actually not really anywhere near my my laptop. But so I stood up and went over to where the laptop actually is and stood in front of the webcam. And then it started asking me some questions. It was like, okay, we need you to move your face within the box, kind of, you know, get a little closer. So I was like, okay, that's reasonable. You know, I need to move into frame. I was already kind of put off by the fact that, you know, they wanted to scan my face. Oh, that feels like a person. Oh, is this a person? You feel real. Oh, you're moving like a person too. Oh, yeah, this isn't good. God damn it. Ah, that felt like a real human being. That guy messed me up. Well, okay, I'll move my face a little closer for the camera, right? And then it was like, okay, now move it further away. So I moved it further, and then it was like, okay, now move it closer. Okay, great. Now move it further away again. And this was fine. I thought, well, maybe it's just trying to figure out, like, maybe I'm not in the right spot for it. But it was actually, it did just want me to move back and forth. And then it was like, open your mouth. I was like, what? You want me to do what? Open? So I didn't, but it really insisted. It wanted my mouth open, right? So I was like, fine. I'll open my mouth. Well, am I being punked here by the Twitch authentication can? And then it was like, okay, now close your mouth. Now open it again. Now look to the left. Now look to the right. Now open your mouth wider. And I was like, this is not worth it, you know? And then it said like, oh, it failed. You know, we looked at your mouth for a while and nah, doesn't look adult enough. Try again in 24 hours. And I just didn't bother. I just couldn't be bothered. That's way too much effort just to set up a bot account just so that it can do little chat thingies, you know? But I did get it set up in the end. Oh, what? Good work on the battlefield. Here's an advert. No, I'm good, thanks. Hey, I'll take the silver, though. Ooh. That was really weird, though. I've never seen one of those scanny things that was like, yo, I want you to open your mouth. That was a bit weird, I'll be honest. That was a little bit strange. The internet is becoming a very odd place. Ooh, I like my Capture KV1. Yes, let's take that out. Oh, I mean like my own actual... So I use StreamerBot. I do use Stream Elements for the overlay stuff, but I use StreamerBot. So you have to actually have an actual... You want to feed it an actual Twitch account of your own because it's all self-hosted. You don't have to. You can just use like your main Twitch account and it will fall back to that if there's some problem. But people always seem to separate it out, and I'm told that's a good idea. So I wanted to set up a bot, which you can see it's functional now. There he is. And it's a nice way of differentiating whether I'm saying something or whether the bot is saying something. But yeah, and it's because of the whole legal thing now, right? And I solved the solution. I solved the problem by wink wink nudge nudge going to Ireland, and then once I was wink wink nudge nudge in Ireland, I was able to just go on twitch.com and sign up, and it was just like, yeah, just give me your email address. There you go, you have an account. It literally took about 20 seconds. I did have to do an email verification, but like I was just in it. I was just in immediately. Can I shoot it? No. I don't know this map. This one is new to me. I did see it the other day once, but yeah, this is a new map to me. But yeah, so yeah. But it's just the bot account, so I didn't mind doing that. But my actual real Twitch account, everything is super above board. I filled in all my tax documents yesterday. They're going to tax me on the, like, £2 a month I'm probably going to make out of this. Oh, and that was fun. Oh, man, where should I be going here? I just don't know. I feel like getting behind this is a good idea. But I just don't... Oh, there's a hill over there I could maybe... Let me just wait till they can't see me anymore. When you say they use the Twitch login, what do you mean exactly? Do you mean they use your actual account? Or they're using a different Twitch account? Like, my bot is using a second Twitch account. But like that, I don't know, that could be an archaic thing. Maybe this is how it used to be done. Oh no, I've made a mistake. That's right. Take that. And excuse me now. Please tell me there's no one off to my right in this big open field where people could definitely be. Oh, there's multiple people. Let us continue to reverse. Oh, there's so many people out there. I didn't need a driver anyway. Oh, and they were to my left as well. Wait, is there people under there? Oh, Jesus. I didn't realize this was a big open area. Huh, interesting. Interesting. And it shows as an entirely different account in chat when it sends a message. Huh. Intriguing. Intriguing. That's a shame. I would have liked to have seen more of that map, and I do like my Captured KV1, but I just don't know that map. That's one of the issues with certain things, where you're like, I don't know it well enough to survive I don't know it well enough to survive long enough to get to know it well enough to survive long enough, you know? Hello, Filthy. How's it going? Yes, anyway, KB, like, I'm very new to this, so I'm Googling things, and maybe some of the guides and some of the stuff may be out of date. But certainly with streamer bots, because it's all self-hosted, if you want to have stuff be separate, you want to set up like a second, like a bot account. That much I know. But there are all these integrated services where you can get, like Seribot, for example, is its own separate thing, and like Stream Elements probably has its own separate bot. It's technically... It's sending it from their account, from their already set up bot, which is under their name, you know? Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Stream Elements shows up as Stream Elements because it's their bot. Whereas if you want your own one for like StreamerBot, the thing I use, which is self-hosted, all right, essentially anything. If you don't want to use a third-party hosted thing where they already have their own bot account set up, and you want everything to be under your own roof, as it were, then you have to set up a separate bot account for that kind of thing. Oh. The bot symbol would be handy, actually. Yeah. Because I've just got mine spitting out a little bot symbol whenever he talks, so you know he's a bot. And I called him Bot, so that you know he's a little bot. Some people give them cute names. I just called mine Bot. I'm very boring in that way. Let me pull something out here. Ooh, that weird Russian church. I like my Churchill in general. Why is there no commander on this? Do I have another Russian? Is there more than one Russian Churchill? I don't think there is there? Why don't I have a commander on this tank that I have taken out many times? That's really weird. Maybe in the 2 years I didn't play this, some of the tanks had their commanders taken off? That's weird. Surely I put a commander on this guy many moons ago. I don't think I have any good commanders anymore. Let's just put a random guy on. Who do we want? They got some strange looking people in here. Bruno. Who should we have driving a British tank captured by the Russians? How about an American? Makes perfect sense. Oh, you want me to... Wait, hang on. Are they already in it? No, they're not in a tank. You want me to pay? No, surely one of these is going to be free. Surely one of these. Sometimes they're free. Maybe it's if I put people on from the same country, or like this guy. Is that going to be free? No. Well, but it's only silver though. I don't care. All right, Constantine, you're going to get a skill, and that skill is probably going to be something like this. Yeah. I eventually figured it out. I vaguely remembered that was the case. All right, let's pull this. Let's whip this thing out. And yeah, I should do a stream sometime where some of the viewers come in and play. That's what I should do. But then they'll outshine me because I'm actually quite bad at this game. This isn't all for show. I really am this bad now. I used to be so good at this game. Well, okay. I can't say that. I used to be okay. I was okay. I was average, you know? I remember basically, it was the same as Warships. I had like a 50-50 win rate, basically. I was like, you know, half of the matches I would win, half of the match. Yes, that's what 50-50 means. And I was happy with that. You know, you win some, you lose some. And, you know, I was generally surviving to the end of most matches, and whether we won or lost, you know. I have to get back into it. I have to play it more. If you've put a commander in a tech tree tank, they get linked to that nation. If you to move their nation link, you have to pay gold. Cool. See, this is you're so helpful. You're so informative. I need you sat next to me at all times. I'm not using a stream deck, although I was Sammy, to answer your question. And I do apologize to anyone who I've missed their questions. Just throw them at me again if I've missed them. I don't have a stream deck. For those who don't know, and I only recently found out, because why would you know if you don't stream? But a stream deck is basically just a physical little device with a couple of buttons on it, and you can macro those buttons to do things, which is really handy if you're doing streaming, because you might want to hit a button to like make a clip, or to add a marker, or to run an ad, or to snooze an ad, or whatever other things one might want to do. Right, hang on, what map are we on? Okay. I know where I want to go here. And that actually sounds really useful, and so I probably will eventually get one, because that would be really handy. Oh yeah, I'll keep it in mind, Phil. I'll keep it in mind. Think I'll get there in time? I'm a bit slow. There's a really nice hill up on this map that you can get behind, get up on top of, to shoot down on. There's like... let's make sure I'm not going to crash into anything. So there's this area, this plateau up here, and then there's these dunes down here. You can't quite see into the enemy base or anything, but you can see pretty far. Oh, don't go down there. But I'm so slow that I might get there when it's a bit too late, because it's generally advantageous to get there early so that you can start shooting at the enemy when they're still kind of spreading out, like these guys are up here. To be already up there and firing, but because I'm in a slower tank, it's taking me way longer. And honestly, it seems like the vast majority of the fight is happening elsewhere, so I'm going to cut the corner here. For better or for worse, I would normally go up where that medium tank is going and all the way around. But I feel like that would get me there a bit too slowly, and my team on the lower side of the map could really use a very unlikely looking push. Go away! Oh, I missed. Great. Go away! Go! Get! Back where you came from. Get! Go on, get! How many times I gotta shoot you? Get! Go! Get! What? Yep, there he goes. Go! Get! Go! Get away! Go! Get! It's like a fly. What do you want? Do you want me to kill you? I don't want to kill you, man. I feel... Come on. I feel bad for that guy. Why did he do that, do you think? Why did he just sit there and let me kill him? He wasn't disabled. He could have reversed at any time. It's kind of weird, right? Let's just put it down to my pro play and move on. I feel like pushing up this side is kind of a moot point at this point because I think they've left. I don't think there's anyone up here to push against. Yeah, the snipers are sending out SOSs, and that's about all she wrote. God, yeah, their artillery doesn't like us. Okay, well, I don't think there's much point us doing much at this point. They're gutting our snipers and our artillery down there, and what are we going to do? I'm just going to push forward, try and use some of these dunes as cover. Their artillery's probably going to get a bead on me and slaughter me. Okay, their one sniper is way down there, so that's not such a problem. Who can see me? I'm thinking some of their medium tanks must still be up here. Yeah, here comes that artillery I was concerned about. Let's just wind around a little bit. Surely they won't hit me now, right? Right? Oh, our heavy tank's gone to help the base. Fair enough. Fair enough. Good on you. I don't think divide and conquer would be what I'd do right now, but, you know. Sometimes you've got to go your own path. I really want to get up here before this medium tank dies and help him. But I'm not seeing... I was hoping to get a... Alright. Where are you? You're over here. Hello. You missed. Look, if I don't keep moving, the artillery's gonna screw me. Kind of firing from the hip here. You know, one thing I've never done in this game, there's like an auto lock-on button, apparently. Never used it. Whoa, that was a bad shot. Scared him off, though. That sniper that's next to him is really looking forward to slaughtering me. He's probably waiting for me to just come around the corner. Not to mention the medium tank, who's coming right up my backside now. It's all over. They think it's all over. I'm wiggling because of their artillery, but it's not really going to help me very much. I figured I'd stop for a second. You got me, fella. Sure, I could use a repair. Why bother? Come on, let me get one more hit. At least I killed this guy. Just going to let that guy shoot me in the ass. Right bumper. No, right bumper is what I use to lock my turret. Like when I want to turn my camera without... Maybe I changed that control. Or maybe it does two different things with the same button. But that might explain why sometimes that auto lock-on thing turns on and then I get really confused and I'm like, why is my gun's got a life of its own? It's going all over the place. Because sometimes I just tap that button when I, want to turn, then I change my mind. And so that must be why I accidentally turn it on sometimes. And then I'm in the heat of battle. And I'm like, why? What's going on? My tank is controlling itself. The AIs have taken over. Alright, if you don't mind, I'm going to nip to the bathroom. I'll only be a couple of minutes. I won't be long. I'm gonna hit the add button. I don't expect an ad to actually play, but hey, I'll hit it anyway. So I'll just be a few minutes. I'll be right back. Hello! Let me get under my blanket. What kind of millennial would I be if I didn't have a cozy blanket to put over my legs? Welcome to the world of tomorrow. Let's get that Futurama quote stuck in my head. I was just thinking, as one does when one's in the bathroom, about a little story that's about 30 seconds. You know what? I shouldn't big it up. It's not that interesting. But if you live in the UK, you should, well, especially if you're in the north, Lancashire way, I guess, you should visit Jodrell Bank. Jodrell Bank is the site of a radio observatory. They've got two dishes. They have the Lovell telescope and the Mark II. The Lovell telescope being the larger and more famous one. And there's all kinds of history associated with that particular telescope. But the little fact that I always think back to, that I think is the most fun, is, let me pick a tank and then I'll tell you. Because I can only do one thing at once. My brain's only capable of that. You know what, let's pick something that I'm actually leveling up. How about that? You have a giant rock as your, what, Uluru? How do you pronounce it? Uluru or something? We would call it Ayers Rock, right? But I think nowadays it's the proper thing to try and use the original local pronunciation. Uluru? Ularu. Okay, yeah, I was close-ish. Let me pick something here. Yeah, sure. I like this leopard. These leopard. I like the previous ones of these leopard tanks more. I think because I was playing against people on lower tiers who were more my skill level, and also they were quite speedy tanks. As you get into these higher tier ones, they're, I guess, still speedy for what they are, but they feel a little slower. And more importantly, everyone else is way better than me. So, Jodrell Bank. The Lovell telescope, it's been there for a very, very long time. It was there during the space race, and it took part in a number of space racy related activities. Most notably for me, Russia. You may have heard of them. The Soviet Union at the time were rather ahead of the West at first, early on in the space race. And a number of things that they were quite good at was sending probes and rovers and things. They landed the first functional rover on the moon. And while I say we, look, it was America. I just think of, when I think back to the space race, I think of the West and, not the West. So America was able to send a variety of probes that essentially just had a camera in them and then crashed into the moon's surface, took pictures on the way down kind of thing, and sent them back. But Russia was the first nation to land like a proper moving rover and send pictures back from the surface of the moon. That's the point. All right. Sorry, fella. Here I am reversing. Oh, I remember this map. Oh yeah, I know where to go. There's a nice hill up here. You can shoot across. Okay. So anyway, Russia is able to has the first successful landing on the moon and send pictures back from the surface. And this is a big win for them, right? But because of the way it worked out, the time of day that the probe landed and where the moon was and blah, 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 the images that it sent back were first received and decoded is not the right word, but were first processed from Jodrell Bank on the Lovell telescope. And because of that, we were able to get those images into the morning newspapers in Europe before Russia were able to get them into their own newspapers. Even though it came from their own probe, we were the ones that were able to get it out to the public first, which seems, I don't know. I always think that's a fun little story there. Am I right? Is that a fun story? Or am I just silly and it's actually really boring? This is actually quite a fast tank. I take it back. I was hoping to get a good shot. Really, this tank isn't a long-range snipey kind of thing. I shouldn't really be using it this way. I think that's one of the problems I've had with this tank so far, is I've not really found what I should be doing with it. Its gun doesn't seem all that powerful, so I can't really use it to go and attack the enemy much. you can't push with it because it's like it's a medium tank, but it really is a medium tank. It's not like a heavy medium tank or anything. Oh, come on! I don't just want to fire for the sake of firing because I have such a long reload and it gives away my position. But sometimes I should pull the trigger. I think that millisecond of hesitation, or to be more realistic, that like 150 milliseconds of hesitation is all it takes. Well, yeah, I suppose the Brits, yeah. Europe in general. But yes, we're all in it together. So we are. You should look up one of the early attempts that the British had when we still had a space program on designing a spacesuit. It looks ridiculous. It was always on paper, and then someone built a model of it many years later, and you can see this model, and it almost looks like a freaking medieval suit of armor. There's a lot of like armor plate and stuff. It's really weird, but it's interesting to see. Hello. It's really interesting to see a different nation's take on it, because obviously we've seen the USSR's take and America's take, and it's interesting to see a different nation have a go at it in a time period where, like, the rules weren't established and we didn't know what a spacesuit should be yet. Yeah. Because nowadays, when you get nations like China who join the fray and have a space program, they're able to... Hello? I can't really do much to him. Like, they're able to kind of build on at least knowing, like, okay, we have knowledge. We have prior knowledge that we can kind of build upon here. But it's interesting when people are just going in and trying to figure it out for the first time. Our team are winning. I can't really push up here like this other medium tank is doing because there are so many naughty big boys up here who I don't want to stand in front of. This Barask. I do like the Barask. I wouldn't mind having a Barask. It's a good tank. Hello! I'd rather you didn't shoot me. God damn. Did I hit something? Come on, zoom out the camera. Ah, there's a building there. This is what I don't want to have happen. I don't want to waste a heal. I'm not going to make money out of this game anyway. Is this guy just going to see me when I go around the corner? Oh, that Barask is running away. That's probably smart. Hello. Oh, jeez, it's swept now. Type 5 heavy. See, this is what I mean. Can't really brawl with this tank. I'm not really sure what I should be doing with it. Well, on the earlier tanks in this tier, I would use my mobility to my advantage, and I would race up. And it had quite a powerful gun, I felt. I would race around the enemy practically. Not close up with them, but pretty close. I'd race in, get some shots off, do some damage, race away before they could do anything. Whereas this tank is a bit too slow for me to be able to do that, and not as survivable. And the gun takes a while to reload, so it's hard to get multiple shots off at a time before you have to run away. So I just don't know what I'm doing. Oh, Sammy, were you there to see that game? That was a really good game the other day. For those who don't know, not to toot my own horn, because really the Kamikaze kind of does a lot of the work for you. Yesterday I played Warships, and there was a match. So it's like 9v9 ships. And there was a match where I was in a destroyer, the Kamikaze, and I made a big mistake at first. I went into the middle of the map and ended up getting sandwiched to my left, to my right, and ahead of me, or behind me when I turned around, by people who could see me and were firing on me. So I had to spin around and get out of there, which I managed to do. But this one warship sunk 7 of our team. 7 of 9. It almost killed everyone on the entire team. Now, I'm sure it wasn't single-handed. I'm confident that other people did plenty of damage, and he just got the last tap on a bunch of them. But this guy was doing the work. And then at the end of the game, it was me versus him and another battleship. And we weren't going to win anyway. I tried to go after him. I got a very lucky torpedo hit towards the end. And I feel like if I'd have had more time, I could have won that match. The timer ran out. We were losing on points. If I just had another minute to get up to where the last guy was, I probably could have sank him. It was a fun match, though. Yes. I don't know how you pronounce Giulio Cesare. An Italian would come here and slap me if they heard me say that. I have no idea how to pronounce this stuff. You can always tell the kids who were readers in school, right? I know this is an old saying, but you can always tell the kids who read a lot in school because they know a lot of words and they have no clue how to pronounce them properly. So when they use them in conversation, you're like, what are you saying? And there you go. Yeah. Whereas nowadays, you can just go on YouTube and look up how to pronounce a word. And then they really stretch those videos out. You ever notice you go on YouTube to look up like how to pronounce such and such a thing, and the video's like 3 minutes long. I don't know. Maybe they don't. Maybe they can't monetize the video unless it's a minimum length, because it would only really take maybe 30 seconds for them to repeat the word a few times. So instead, there's a big lead up at the start where they say like, welcome, and now today we're going to teach you how to pronounce this word that's on the screen. A lot of people pronounce it wrong, but I'm going to tell you how to pronounce it right now. Stick around and you're going to learn how to pronounce this word right now. Here we are. Here we go right now. Without further ado, we're not going to mess you around. We're going to get started. We're going to tell you how to pronounce this word right now. Here we go. And then they'll finally get around to doing it. It's not actually pronounced Julius Caesar, is it? Is it? Is it? It's Julius Caesar, but with an Italian accent? Oh, maybe I should start calling it that. English has enough ridiculous words. Ask a foreigner who doesn't speak English how to pronounce Agincourt or something. Or even, I don't know, there's lots of really weird places. You look on a map. I was up somewhere recently. I was up near a place called Three Cocks. Imagine living there. Where do you live? Oh, you know, just under Three Cocks. It's a real place. Alright, this is a really bad idea. I'm going to do it anyway. Hello. So you see how I couldn't shoot that guy? It's because this tank, because the turret is way at the back, it doesn't aim downwards. So I have to get onto level terrain to shoot people who are like, you can't fight up a hill in this tank because this is as low as my turret goes. So I could have shot him, but I couldn't have shot him. I'm leading this charge here, and that's a really bad idea. All right, lads, I'm gonna make a right. Oh no, I'm not. It's all over for me. I probably shouldn't have led the charge, should I? Take that. That's what you get for killing me. I thought maybe my team had pushed them back a bit more than that. Yeah, this is definitely not a tank to lead a charge with. It is a fun little tank. Really, the only challenge with this tank is the fact that you can't fight up a hill in it. But I actually do like this little thing. I should take a look at the new French heavy tanks. The tier 6 and 7 can't shoot frontally very well. What do I have to do? Spin them around? Shoot out of the arse? Oh... Maybe I should look at some of the... Maybe I should go and actually look at the list of tanks. Who knows? Because they must have... Yeah, they must have added new tanks in the past 2 years. Don't know why I didn't consider that. You're a tier 5. By the way, I probably asked in the past, what should I call you? I can't keep calling you by your MI6 code name. XKB1504X. Let's see. Let's have a look. Tanks. Wow, what? There's a rear turret on one of these things? They have added a bunch of stuff, though. Like, I've seen rockets and I've seen flamethrowers. Those are the two very new things. Like, flamethrowers, I think I played a couple of matches a long time ago when those were introduced, but I didn't see many people with them. But the rockets are very new. And I think some tanks literally have, like, machine guns on top, like heavy machine guns. Instead of a turret. What am I doing? Oh yeah, I was going to look in... No, come on now. You don't ever want to make the mistake of going to another one of those tabs at the top, because the load time can be a couple of seconds. Oh, I love how everything's so blue. You can really... Look at this, I only have this one little French thing. I basically, with the French tanks, I've just been following the scout lines, the little light, because usually I guess my thinking was like I'm going to go through the French tier for my scout tanks and maybe the German tier for my sniper tanks and the British tier for my heavy... I don't know. I'll get to everything eventually, but considering how little I've played this game historically. Anyway, which of these tanks is weird? Head to the top of the tree. Here I am at the top of the tree. Kind of wish it... oh, yeah, look at that. You got little double turret things there. This seems to have a gun in its arse. This was the tier 5 you were talking about. Do I not get to see a picture? How do I get to look at it? How do I look at the tank? I want to see the tank. Is there no way to look at the tank? Oh, God, I'm an idiot. Preview vehicle. Hide the UI. Imagine if it were 2-player and you could have someone in the back. This is where they got the idea for R2-D2 from, isn't it? They looked at this and said, "Yep, there you go. That's what we're going to do." And you can swap to that and spin it around. That's kind of cool. It's very reminds me of, was it the B-52s and those guys that had the ball turrets on the planes? Oh, that last game was a defeat. Shocking. I wasn't there to carry them to victory. This is kind of cool. They've added some cool stuff to this game. And can I point out here the little wiggle of the rolled up tarps on the top of the tank? Someone put some time and effort into that. Some developer there was like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to put that on a pivot, make it wiggle. The game froze. And it's back. Another defeat. God, I'm losing so many games. I don't even need to be playing the game to lose, turns out. The wiggly bits, Jesus. Wiggly worms. You just can't catch them. Anyone remember wiggly worms? Oh, look, there's another wiggly bit. That's nice. I like it. I appreciate that. I like the little bits they add. I think on my Minuteman, there's stuff strapped on the back of the tank to clean out the barrel and stuff. I like the attention to detail they give this stuff. Maybe I'll take this out again and try to do a better job with it. Because it is kind of a cool tank. It's very low down. It's very... Jesus, that's a zombie. With a zombie with a Luger. Call of Duty flashbacks. What was the first Call of Duty to have that zombie mode? Whatever it's called. God, what's that zombie mode? I played Call of Duty 1, 2, and 3. They were really good. I have very vivid memories of running through Stalingrad in, what was it, Call of Duty 1 or 2, reconnecting like telephone wire because it had been cut in all of the combat, and so you'd have these runners go through and have to reconnect communication lines in the middle of, I mean, freaking Stalingrad. But you had to have communications, right? I remember that game so well. Oh man. It was just called Zombies. I thought they gave it like a better name. So it just like, have they given it a good name since then? I thought it had a cool name these days. No, I mean the literal zombie mode. Was it just called Zombies? Okay, never mind. Maybe it was just called Zombies. I think the last one I played had Kennedy in it. Zombie Kennedy? But I'm thinking back to before Black Ops. But yeah, okay, yeah, I guess they just call it Zombies. Fair enough. What was the first game that really did Horde mode well? I mean, we call it Horde mode because of Gears of War, and that's the one I remember as being the first one. I was like, oh, hang on, this is kind of a really cool mode. This like wave-based thing. I like this. Maybe it was Gears of War. Halo introduced it with God, what was Halo's version? What was it called? Firefight in ODST, and that was a lot of fun. Was it ODST that added Firefight, or was it Reach? I think it was ODST, right? That was a lot of fun, all that wave-based stuff. It was ODST, I'm pretty sure. You can see the trees coming down. Anyone want to pop up over on this hill? No? No? I'm pushing my luck, pushing forward without remembering where all the sight lines are. Firefight was so much fun. And yet another thing that wasn't included in that new Halo game, oh dear, that I wish they had. Maybe it's in it now. They put some work into it. I kind of don't want to go around this corner, but I'm fighting down a hill, which makes life a bit easier for me. I can get behind this bulletproof house. They don't make them like this anymore. Thud. That was probably the guy right behind me. See, I'm in a bad spot now. Unless I see them before they see me. I'm not sure how much damage I can do in this tank though. Oh boy! Day 4 in the trenches. Here's a fun fact that you'll know, because you guys know more about tanks than me. Early British tanks didn't have any tea-making facilities on board. It's a very... Oh, I feel bad for this guy. And I feel bad for me because we're about to get overrun. They didn't have tea-making facilities on board. And so tank crews would... I'm running away at this point. Tank crews would have to stop by the side of lay-bys, roads, wherever really, and get out to make tea. Or cook in general. Heat water up, you know. And this was a problem, because they would be a target if they all stopped and hopped out of the tank for a cup of tea. Which is why they revised the designs, and future tanks included a water heating device, aka a kettle. There you go. There's a small and very commonly known fact, what I do know. Yay, I did a thing! I helped. God, MVP right here. What do you think he's about there? Ah, I used to be really good at hitting people I couldn't see. Alright, this is going to go bad for me. Wait, hang on. Oh, that's the warship's way of spinning the camera. There we go. Alright, okay. We have successfully fallen back. See, I knew you'd know. You even know which tank they started out with. I don't know such facts. Oh, no. I'm the last line of defense. I mean, I'm not really. There's a couple of heavy tanks behind me. But at what point is there a last line of defense? You know what I mean? Like, hello. I guess there's one heavy guy between me and the artillery. Like, who is aiming at me now? Someone to my left, probably. Yeah. Yeah, because we're done. We're done. They've pushed all around us. This cover isn't really cover anymore. I don't want to get spotted, so I don't want this guy to see me. You can't have YouTube in your name. It's copyrighted. You know what? It's all gone poorly. It's all gone wrong. Listen, Mr. Tiger 2. I'm going to sacrifice myself. Oh, hello. I'm going to buy some time for the heavy tank by confusing the enemy. I like to think I helped. I've always wanted to... I don't know where Tank Fest is held, but I would have to guess that it's held at the UK Tank Museum down south. And I've always wanted to go down there for a day. We have a few really good museums here. You know what? I'll get into that. Let me read chat before I start talking about museums. Fun Filthy says, it's funny because Australian tanks apparently had a vent area you could put your head near and smoke without opening the tank. That's clever. I like that. Oh dear. Bovington. Manchester has some good, and I believe Bovington Tank Museum, isn't that built on the site or close to the site where the first tank was developed? I think, and don't they still have a Mark 1 there on show? One of the only 2 or 3 left? I don't know. See, I'm not super, I don't know that much about tanks, really. I'm pulling from scraps of knowledge I've picked up over the years. It may be incorrect. But I've always wanted to head down there and you know, check out the Tank Museum. Here in Manchester, we do have the Imperial War Museum, or whatever it's called, which does have a tank or 2, I think, and a bunch of other stuff. Okay, built in Leicester. There you go. It may have been tested down there. I don't know. I could be wrong. But yes, we have the Imperial War Museum here in Manchester, which I've not been to yet. I need to get around to it. But we also have the Science and Industry Museum, which I'm a big fan of. And you know what? Let's pull out the OHO. Let's pull out the OHO. And cross our fingers that it works out well this time. Manchester is the birthplace of the Industrial Revolution. I know some people may disagree. They may say it's something like London. But the difference back then is that London was, as it is now, was the place that had all the money, and Manchester was the kind of industrial working city, right? But it still had enough money and it still had enough size that it was very much the location of, you know, it had Manchester University and things. So Manchester was the first kind of test bed for an industrialized working city. in that kind of industrial revolution way. There's so much history here, and that's what makes the Science and Industry Museum here in Manchester so interesting, because so much of it is tied to the city itself, and of course the UK as a whole. There's so much that was pioneered in the UK or invented in the UK that was just very interesting. And a bit sad in a way, because we did a lot of things first, and that sounds great. Like, we invented the train and built the first train lines, train network, and that sounds great. But the problem is, it's so much easier to build a train network from scratch than it is to upgrade an existing one, which is one of the reasons, not the only reason, but certainly a big reason why our train network is now kind of terrible when you have other countries that are building way better infrastructure. Because, like, let's say you want to build, like, faster trains, for example, right? Or bigger trains. You want double-decker trains or something, right? For whatever reason. You have to replace all of your tracks. Sure, that's bad enough. But now you have to replace all of your tunnels as well. A lot of the thinking in the UK when we were building railway stuff originally was to build not so many railway bridges so much as tunnels. So, like, trains would go under all of the roads. Like, you go to America and there's a lot of, like, road crossings for trains, right? It's a very common sight to see a spot where you have to stop your car and let a train go by. Whereas in the UK, for the most part, trains went under the roads, and so there's lots of bridges, lots of tunnels, lots of that kind of stuff. And it's just one of the many examples of why it's so hard to upgrade everything. And so we just never did, and our train network kind of sucks now, even though we invented it. And so you get that a lot, right? And I apologise for not reading chat for a few minutes. It's kind of wild here. We've got quite the brawl. I should really remember that I can swap to my scaredy cat gun. I just use this gun to scare people. It's not much use for anything else, for the most part. Occasionally you'll find someone you can penetrate. Can we kill Astarion? He's in the wrong game. He should be in Baldur's Gate. What's he doing here? I know it's spelled differently. No. Alright. I did use my secondary gun to track that sniper. The Yoho is quite a beefy tank, especially at range. If you can keep him far away from you like this, you can take a lot of hits. But we're not necessarily going to win here unless something useful happens or someone can actually harm this frickin' Astarion over here. Yeah, this little sniper. I mean, there's a lot of... Jesus, there's a fellow with 6 health points. Someone kill him. Oh no, you hit my tracks. Whatever will I do? I'll hit your tracks! Hello. What are we doing? What are we doing? Oh, I really want to fire on him. Oh yeah, no, okay, I'll shoot you in the arse. You want to show me your arse off like that? Yeah, by all means. Thank God there's no artillery. They would have easily gotten a beat on me by now. I think we're winning this little fight, which is shocking because there's only 3 of us, but our team are moving up around them to flank them. If you look at the minimap, which I have zoomed in for convenience. Come on, there we go, there we go. It's like I never stopped playing this game for 2 years. I've still got it. Imminent Bongo. Come on, you sound like a bot. Imminent Bongo. I feel bad for that guy. He kept just showing his, like, flank off to me like that. I don't know why he was doing that. This Astarion looks scary. He's got bull horns on the top of him. I can kill everyone else, but this guy, he's built like a tank. You've been to the Science Museum. Oh, it's grand, isn't it? And I tell you what, now is a great time to visit the Manchester Science and Industry Museum, the MOSI, because they've just reopened several of their areas that they've been renovating for years. The engine house that has all the old trains and all the old steam stuff. We won the game, but I was having so much fun. Oh. Yes, that's just reopened. I think the gasworks area has just reopened as well, because it's been closed for a few years. Sadly, the aerospace building was closed down. They just didn't have the money to keep repairing it and keep it open because it was a historic building in of itself, and that was great. They had a lot of old cars, motorbikes. They had a couple of aircraft in there, and they even had a big scale model Enterprise D hanging from the ceiling, and a couple of they had Skylab and Mir and a bunch of other space stations kind of hanging from the ceiling. It was a very cool building. just over the road from the main Mosi building. But sadly, they had to close it down. It's all gone now. But yes, Mosi. And remember, museums in the UK are free. And you can easily walk to this museum from the train station. Really, that's true of everything in Manchester city centre. Everything is like, at most, a 20-minute walk from everything else. So you can just walk straight from Piccadilly train station. And yeah, it's about a 20-minute walk to get down to the museum, which is just off Deansgate, which is a big, busy road with a lot of interesting stuff on it. Deansgate has the... what's that? The cult people, the Tom Cruise cult. What are those guys called? They have like a church on Deansgate that you walk past occasionally. So you'll be able to subscribe probably in a couple of days when Twitch finishes the onboarding process. I've filled in all of my paperwork and I've submitted it, and now I'm waiting for them to okay it on the back end. Yeah, I'm just waiting. Yeah. Scientology, there you go. Yes. Did you know that there's like a Scientology film, Battlefield Earth, with Travolta in it? And that's a weird film. I'm not saying it's a good film, but you should probably watch it at some point. It's a bizarre, it's like a post-apocalypse alien invasion film that doesn't make sense if you think about it. Don't think too hard, just let it wash over you. It's enjoyable if it washes over you. But apparently that's got some, like, Scientology alien lore in it. I don't know. It might explain how it got funded. It's a weird film. I won't tell you how it ends. It's a strange film. It had one of my favourite tropes in it, though, of, like, it's a post-alien invasion film, you know, where humanity is on its knees and enslaved many generations later or whatever. But like, it has that trope of, oh yeah, all of humanity, the war lasted 8 minutes and then we surrendered. I always like that trope of like the war lasted 3 minutes or something, you know. It really cuts back on the amount they have to spend, the amount of time and money they have to spend showing the war if it's only 5 minutes long. It's a good money saving tip. Alright. I like this map. I've not seen this map in a long... God, it's been 2 years since I've seen this map. This is a great map. I'm a sniper, so I'm going to go and head this way. I'm going to let this big guy pass. No, after you, sir, after you. Oh, no. No, after you, sir. No, after you. No, after you, sir. I'm actually quite fast. This little Swedish sniper tank is pretty nippy, so I don't mind getting out of the way of those fellas. I might not go all the way up to the escarpment up here, but there are a couple of nice rocks you can hide behind that are relatively high up. And there's this building, church, possibly, that you can often get behind, as long as you're able to stay hidden. Come on! Sometimes I accidentally stop when I just want to go around something. Oh, man. I'm having a good time now. Jeez. Was that a rabbit? Y'all saw that, right? I'm not crazy. Are the rabbits new? Imagine a tank, but it just explodes. It can be called the Titan. I don't want to ride in that. Imagine a tank, but it just explodes. You ever play that game Splosion Man? It was one of those early Xbox Live arcade games when they were kind of flirting with... oh, hang on, there's a light guy up here. When they were flirting with downloadable releases that weren't on disc. That'll never take off, by the way. Downloading a game, buying it without real... No, it'd never take off. But Splosion Man was pretty good because your one ability besides running around was exploding. You press the button, you press A, you press X, you press B, you explode. That's it. That's what you do. Guys, if y'all could push up the hill and deal with that scout. I don't want to be the one pushing up. I'm a sniper, but I can't get comfortable here knowing he's up right at my side. He's a literal thorn in my side, but I really need you guys to go up there so I can start sniping, please. Thank you. Okay, the King Tiger will probably deal with this problem. Yes, thank you, Family Man 66. Don't tell me that's a bot. Now, we can't see a damn thing, but this would be a really good spot to snipe from if we could see the enemy. A lot of them are way down there. There's a big open ice field. And they'll be behind these buildings back here. A lot of nice places to park as a sniper, though they are pushing up. You played that game? It was pretty good, right? I think did they bring out a sequel? They may have brought out a sequel, or they may not have. It was multiplayer too, that you could play as Explosion Man's wife. Oh, see, there's that flaming scout I was worried about. Let me just take cover for a second here. Yeah, that's what you don't want to see. Come on, move back, move back. I'm wiggling around for the sake of artillery. See, I don't want to get hit by that. God, this scout's going to come and end my day. Not really a lot I can do about that. I'm hiding at the moment, but I won't be able to hide forever. Tracking him's useful and all, but what am I going to do now? Got their artillery on me. I kind of need to get into some cover and reposition a bit. I know, they can see me, blah, 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 but now they can't artillery me anymore. Let's get into a better spot. I feel like I need to move up a bit anyway. The battle is not where I am. It's way over there, and I can't hit anyone over there right now. You know, sometimes I might forget what we're talking about. And then I look at chat and someone's just saying cream corn. First off, what exactly is cream corn? I've heard of it. It's always this thing you hear about in like American TV shows. And I never know what cream corn is. Alright, this is a great spot for me. What could go wrong? Sniper tank, front lines. I do have a little bit of a hill I can just wiggle behind when they see me. But I probably shouldn't be up here, but I'm already here now. So maybe I'll get one shot off at the enemy. Holy shit, that was a terrible shot. What am I doing? Why did I pull the trigger on that? Ah, that was terrible. That's on me. For some reason, I just wiggled the controller up as I pulled the... Oh, wow. To be fair, I didn't realize they were moving up in that big of a wave. I was going to get slaughtered anyway. My plan was to get a shot off and then wiggle down into this little divot. I didn't really expect Your little brother ran in with a tin earlier, and why not say it randomly? Why indeed? You know, when I went to America, and I had to come up with easy to make... Because I lived in America in an RV for a little while, traveling around. And so you had to come up with... I like cooking. And you had to come up with dishes that you could cook in an RV just on a little... We had like a one burner hob. That was it. So it had to be and there was very little room to prep things in this particular RV. So it had to be kind of like one-pot meals and stuff like that. And I wanted to make like nachos at one point. I'd never made nachos before. But one of the things I picked up was a tin of refried beans. And I know you can get them here, but I'd never had them before. And I think I'd seen on some recipe thing somewhere it said, oh yeah, you can use refried beans when you're making nachos. That's a good ingredient. And I thought, that'll be a hearty, filling thing. How's the tea? Thank you for reminding me. Let me have a drink of tea. Oh, that is good. It's cold, but I'm used to drinking cold tea because I will forget that it's there usually, and then you only drink it when it goes cold. So I bought some tins of refried beans, right? I was going to make nachos. I'm going to fold it like when in America, make nachos, right? When in Rome. So I was like, okay, I'll make some nachos. And I opened this tin, right? And I'm used to like kidney beans and baked beans and beans, green beans. I opened this tin, and it's just a mush inside. There's not a bean to be seen. It's clearly beans that have been obliterated into a funny-looking mush. I didn't see that coming. I really expected that I was going to open that tin and there was just going to be beans in there, not a mush. But let me tell you, refried beans are great. My favorite thing now is to make like burritos or just wraps and stuff. And if I'm like frying up some nice, chicken and onions and mushrooms and all kinds of things, you throw in a tin of refried, heat it up on the hob for a few minutes, then throw it in at the end, mix it all up. And it's basically a glue for everything else. Plus, it's good for your digestion. It tastes good. It's a hearty addition to a meal, and it's so cheap as well. I didn't say no to the beans. Oh no, someone said bagel. What's wrong with bagels? I like bagels. Disarmed Halo, hello. You, I think you subscribed the other day, but that's technically your first time chat. It pops up and tells me when someone chats for the first time. The first thing you ever said was bagel. I hope you're pleased with that. That's going to be your legacy. I like bagels. I've not had bagel in a long time, but I had a friend who worked at... What was the name of that UK bagel place that was everywhere? Bagel Factory or something. So he was very good at making bagels, and he would always make me bagels when I went to his house. He was obsessed with bagels, and to be fair, they were excellent. That was when I discovered what cream cheese was. I didn't know beforehand. I grew up in a household with Irish parents on one side and very traditional English parents on the other, and being very old-fashioned and coming from poor families. Oh, come on, guys! You got come on down here. Wait, where's the SOS? Fighting down in this town is exciting, but not completely on my own. Come on, I need you to come down here. We tended to have a lot of very boring traditional English-Irish stuff. So every meal had potatoes, cabbage, maybe a bit of meat. It was very boring, basic stuff. And it wasn't really until I became an adult and started to go out into the world when I discovered things like bagels. You know what? Even to this day, if I said to my father, "What do you think a bagel is?" he probably hasn't even heard of them. There's a scout getting behind this guy, and I want to help, but I don't think I can. And I think what's going to happen is I'm going to get flanked while I'm trying to flank the flanker. Ah, you did it. Good man yourself. All right. Okay. I really want to wiggle around and get into this town. Usually this is where a lot of the fighting is. I'm not entirely sure it's going to go well for us if there is a lot of fighting down here, though, because it's me and this medium guy. I have ADHD, yes, though you may be asking someone else because I'm barely paying attention to chat right now. I apologize. I will read it all. It's much easier to pay attention to chat when you're playing... hello, that's a heavy guy. Let me reposition here. When you're playing warships, it's a slower-paced game. All the strategy, less of the speed. Alright. Yes, I'm aware the enemy is there. Yes, yes. Greetings, program. By all means, show your side off to me. By all means. But there has to be more than just this one guy down here. We're only accounting for one of their snipers, maybe two of them so far. Where are the other two? That's what I want to know. Oh, he might not be able to see me, but he might think I'm still ducking around the edge. No? No? Okay. Okay. These medium fellas, colleagues are moving up. Okay, I hit his turret. That'll help them out a bit. I want to support our medium guys who are pushing up on this heavy guy here. I don't just want to hide or anything. But this guy really did fall back. Okay, let me, shoot at me! Just shooting from the hip while I'm moving. Not my usual move, but I want to keep his focus on me so that my guys can move up. Alright, come on. Come on, can I hit him before he gets in the cover? Yes! I was waiting till I got my aim in. Oh, this AMX guy. I don't want him to end up flanking me. Maybe have to refocus on him a little bit. I can say words and it sounds like I'm good at what I'm doing. Uh-oh. I was really hoping that was the other guy that got destroyed. Oh no, yeah, totes affirmatives. Affirms on that. Oh, I was just waiting for him to come around the corner. His gun's pretty good too. Where am I going to hit him? Oh god, his gun is pretty good. It reloads faster than mine. If you'll excuse me. Oh, good day, sir. Good day. If I move back too far... Oh, we're getting overrun here. Come on, fellas. Come on, fellas. Trying to hide. Not working. You really do feel like a Dalek in some of these older German tanks. The way the turret moves slowly. It's the way the turret moves. Whoever designed the Daleks, they understood the assignment. To use a term of the youth there. I'm down with the kids. I'm hip. I'm with it. I know all about planking. Does anyone plank anymore? Remember that? That was such a silly... I know spinning around is a bad idea, but I have to engage at some point. They're just moving up on us. Now you got that light guy behind me. I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place, and this guy knows it. This guy knows it. There's nothing I could do there. We just got moved up on. Hey, at least this guy's a human being. At least I can say I was killed by a person. Ooh, it's looking bad for our team. They're all spread out. Alright, now I can read the chat. You know what? There you go. Oh god, look at that guy's stubby little gun. And now I can read the chat. There's so much chat. I have to scroll up. That's so nice. I'm so grateful people are here actually talking. It really cheers me up. This puts me in a great mood for the rest of the day, I gotta say. Okay, reading chat. Beans, bagels. If I knew how to do a poll right now, I'd do a bagel bean poll. Maybe if you join the Discord, I'll do a bagel bean poll. I'm just saying, I'm just plugging the Discord. I did just set a Discord up the other day though. I don't know if the bot has been on it recently, but my vision is also impaired. I really need a new pair of glasses. Like, I really need a new pair of glasses. Like, I need to get to Specsavers before Christmas because I'm struggling now to read like small text on the TV across the room. Like, if I in the evening, if I'm watching TV and I'm watching some gameplay or something, I can't read what's up. I need a new pair of glasses. All right, let me read this. Bagels, beans. You have the stream going on in the background while you play. You are very pleased. You're not pleased about being orange. I feel like I've lost the plot here. Your Halloween streams, KB, XKB1504X. My Halloween streams involved jelly beans bean boozled. I don't need any more bean. You know, if you're familiar with the platform Lemmy, which is like a federated community-run version of Reddit, basically. Those guys, it's a meme that they're obsessed with beans. You go on there and it's just beans posts. Just beans shit posts everywhere. Those guys love beans. If you're into beans, if you're into bean talk, you will be accepted over there. How did we get from cream corn to nachos to beans to... Yes, ADHD. It's great, isn't it? Before I knew ADHD was a thing, I used to just... Nowadays, because everyone's so familiar with it, I can just say, I have ADHD, just so you know. But I used to be like, look, you're my new friend now, so I need you to be... You're trapped. I've got someone at a party trapped in a corner. I'm like, you're my new friend now. What's going to happen is, there's going to be 7 tangents, but I will eventually get back to the original. You just have to bear with me. Let it flow over you. Nowadays, I can just say, this conversation is going to be very ADHD coded, or whatever the term is. You wish me luck. This is how well it went. I think this game went okay-ish for a while. Look at this guy getting ganked. Oh. They're going to have to... King Dragon sends his regards. They're going to have to exchange insurance details there. Yeah, warships is easier to multitask with, yeah. Yeah, right? Yeah, and it's an interesting thing. I won't go too deep into the, like, you know, lots of people have ADHD and, like, it's an education and an awareness thing. I think the best way I can describe it is to look at me as an example, because I know myself reasonably well. I've known myself for many years, and so while I can't speak to the wider country at large, and indeed world at large, I can at least speak to my own experience. The stream is lagging, not on my end. It may be... such a bad response there. So my stream goes out at 4,000 kilobytes per second. Kilobits, probably. I hope. It might be kilobytes. Take care, KB. I'm hungry too. 4,000 was the happy medium between quality and keeping the bitrate low for people. So hopefully it's not too bad. Maybe if some people are on like mobile connections, that might be a problem. But I would suggest refreshing the page, Spicy, if your stream is far behind, possibly. That might help. Probably will. I don't know. But do throw technical problems at me, because it's good for me to know if there are issues. But speaking to ADHD being this thing that seems to be so much more common these days, at least in my personal experience, it was an awareness thing, right? And it's an awareness thing across all of society. I can only speak to my experience in England, but when I was a child and a teenager, my parents had they don't know anything about like mental health care in any way, shape or form, right? My father grew up on a farm with no electricity or anything. Like, they had a radio that they could occasionally power. They had a wireless they could occasionally power. They'd have to borrow the battery out of the tractor to get it powered up. And when he went to school, a very religious, religious island back then, the teachers were priests, and all you learned is what the priests taught you, and that was basically it. That was it. And so he is from a time when you would never have heard the term ADHD or anything remotely like that. And my mother is in a similar boat, comes from a poorer working class area where they just didn't have anything remotely approaching that kind of education. And even when I was in school in the 90s and 2000s, we still didn't have that. We weren't taught about that stuff in school, and our parents didn't know about it, and it wasn't on TV or anything. The most we knew, just osmosis, what you pick up from media and stuff. The most we knew is that we had something called the Good Shepherd Room, which was a class for special needs kids in our school, but they didn't really interact with us, and we didn't know them, and they didn't know us, and we didn't really know what special needs meant. The point is, no one really taught us. But also, our teachers weren't trained in how to spot any of this kind of stuff either. Right? I feel like nowadays, I would like to hope that teachers are a bit more able to spot mental health needs in children early and pass that information on to parents, and I would like to think that parents are a little more savvy about considering that it might be a thing they need to look at. Whereas some parents might say oh no, my kid's not got this and that, I'm not going to let them be that kind of kid, and just ignore the problem. So I suspect that a lot of the reason that we're seeing this more and more isn't simply because more people have ADHD and the like, but it's that ADHD is a relatively newly codified kind of thing. We're still learning about it, we're still figuring it out. So I feel like it's a mix of many things, where it's still something that's quite young in our understanding, and it's something that we're all still learning about as a society. It's one of those things. One of those things that just because something exists doesn't mean humanity knows it's there. The early astronauts, when they looked down on Earth from orbit, had no idea that the continents were formed via tectonic plate activity. That was discovered after we went to space. We were not aware of that huge and seemingly obvious fact until quite recently. As smart and capable as we are as a civilization, you don't know what you don't know, right? And so suddenly when we discovered, hang on, plate tectonics is a thing, suddenly so much about earthquakes and the formation of mountains and land masses all started to make sense. And suddenly there was all this stuff that had been there the whole time that we weren't aware of until we were. There you go, there's a little speech for you on my thinking about certainly my issue with ADHD. Listen, I know I probably shouldn't have gone over the hill there, but I wanted to push up on them a little bit. Hello, Britannic. Hey, look, we're all losing games. I think we may win this one, though, because we have really rocked up on them in the base here. Doesn't mean we are going to win, but we're certainly kicking their ass. I'm going to let my team deal with this one because he doesn't seem to be aiming at me, and I'm concerned that my team are focusing so heavily on that guy that they might not be looking over the hill at the enemy. We could still lose, right? Probably not. Probably not, but anything's possible. There we go. Sometimes you have to really hold fire and try and make sure you got a good shot. If he kills me now... He's in a good tank. He's in one of those heavy German thingies. It's a good tank. I'm in a Minuteman, though. Ah, welcome, Britannic. Welcome. Welcome. Let's have another sip of our tea. Epic. Oh, it was quite good. It was a good little win there. I don't think I was particularly helpful in that match. Where was I on the scoreboard? Oh, you know, 1, 2, 3. I was in the middle-ish, above the middle, whatever. Have no fear, Britannic is here. Britannic is a good name, to be fair. Anyway, I'd like to hope that young people, when it comes to mental health awareness, have it so much better than we did. So much better. I mean, like, if you'd asked me what ADHD was, even when I was in college, because I remember there was a guy that had ADHD, and we were told, like, oh yeah, this guy has ADHD, which is why he acts out or acts a bit weird or whatever. I didn't think I had it at the time, right? So even in college, when I would be 16, 17, because I was so unaware of that stuff, and it was just something that we as young people just didn't really know about for the most part, I was just like, okay, that's like hyperactive kids, right? I mean, this is the traditional, this is what boomers thought it was. This is all we knew. It was like, okay, it's hyperactive kids, bounce off the walls. It's only something that kids have, right? So when I became an adult, I was like, well, I can't possibly have ADHD, right? Because adults don't have it. It's a thing kids have, right? Right, guys, right? Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. I'd probably go with this. I learnt so much. I learnt so much in the later years. It was actually a Reddit thread that cottoned me on to me having ADHD, because it got to the front page of Reddit back when Reddit used to be good, many years ago, I suppose now, and it was this person saying, "Hey, I'm an adult with ADHD, and I want to dispel some rumors and post some facts about it." And I thought, and especially because, as I was saying, when I was younger, we didn't have a lot of education on this stuff. And once you kind of get out of education and into the world, it's very easy to just stop learning. So I saw this thread and I thought, I actually don't know much about ADHD, but it's something that I'm seeing mentioned more and more these days. So I'm going to go into this thread. I'm going to read it and learn. I'm going to educate myself a little bit on some of this, right? So I started reading this thread. I read what the guy wrote, and I started reading all the top comments that people had made. And I was just like, I was thinking like, well, like, I'd read a comment, I'd be like, well, that's just normal. Everyone goes through that, right? And I'd read the next thing, and I'd be like, well, this is just a thing that everyone experiences, right? These are just normal everyday occurrences. This is just the way things are. And every single comment that people made was just stuff that I was just like associated myself with. I was like, no, hang on a minute. This is just normal everyday life. I do this every day, or this is how I see the world, or these are the struggles and problems that I tend to have. I'm familiar with this. What? And obviously the penny drops. I was like, well, hang on. Does this mean that maybe I have this thing? Because I have a lot in common with this. And that's when I started seriously looking into it. And then I quickly realized, like, oh, they're just it's like they've been spying on me, and they're describing my life down to a T. I had a similar thing in my very early 20s when I found out social anxiety was a thing, because I have a very textbook case of that. And it was weird because I vividly remember reading the Wikipedia page or something like that, and it was describing all these different like things, like, someone with social anxiety often has trouble with this, and they often experience that, and blah blah blah. And I was like, it's like they're in my house just watching me. This is creepy, because up to that point no one had been able to really nail down what the hell the weirdness was with me. And so learning that I had social anxiety was one of the very first things where I was like, oh, a lot of things click into place now and make sense. I get it now. And that was way before most people talked about it. I'm not going to do well here, but I want to help my little sniper friend who's being just absolutely ganked by this heavy guy. Come on, kill him. You kill him or I'll kill him. All right, fine. We've got bigger problems, sniper. We got bigger problems. We can't stay here. The road, it's not safe. Here comes their artillery. Well done, by the way, Spicy, on winning your match. Are you playing tanks or are you playing something else? What are you doing? Oh, their artillery's just up here. The Equalizer. The Equalizer's good. I think it has a fast reload or like a multi-reload or something. Like it can fire more than once without... Listen, fella, I know your game. You're going to shoot me when I come around the corner. I know your game. No shooting. No shooting. I don't know why I wish I could do accents. He's probably going to fire again, isn't he? What are you, a tank? Who's going to fire first? Oh no. I like this guy's camo. I'm a fan. Alright, great. I did that, and I did that primarily so that our sniper could actually focus on the real threat, which is these guys back here. Like, that artillery's all, you know, one thing, but if we all just moved in on the artillery, we'd get our asses kicked. I needed the players who are better than me to actually do the real work. Maybe I shouldn't move up, but I feel like we're pushing on this guy. I feel like it would be good to just roll up. Oh, that's a river. Can I go through that? Is that shallow enough to go through? I'm really not sure. I'm just gonna play it safe and take the bridge. Yes! Equalizer has a 4-shot cannon. Oh, but it's a burst. Okay, so I was right. I was close. Yeah, because I remembered that it could fire more than one shot in quick succession. The memories are coming back to me. We really have, I say we as if I did anything, but we really have just absolutely run up this road and pushed them back at every turn here. And their lines have completely collapsed. And we have won. Where's good game? There we go. Okay, I'll push up. I could... Wow, Grand Fromage. Good name. Where do you think they are? I reckon they're going after our artillery. Oh yeah, okay, they're all back there. There's still a medium tank unaccounted for, though. Oh, you're playing Overwatch. Oh yes, of course. Jesus, you said you were playing Overwatch earlier. You're playing Mercy. See, it sounds like I know the game when I say things like that. There is the enemy. I can't do voices. I shouldn't even pretend. Look, man. When I'm having a good time, I do silly voices. I've also now realised that the enemy are behind their own base, and I will never get back to them in time. Yeah, no, I know. They're over there. I'm over here, though. It's not going to happen. You're all going to kill them. I wish I could do voices. Did you know, Britannic, that they are bringing this game, this version of Warships, to PC? They're bringing the console port of a PC game to PC. Oh, Jesus! No, I meant to do that. Just keeping you on the edge of your seats. Totally part of the plan. I mean, I don't know. Did I ever play that game? No, because you had to... I don't know if it's free to play now, but Overwatch, you used to have to purchase it. So I just didn't bother buying it. But I used to follow, like, a lot of game development news and game industry. I mean, I still do to a degree, but I used to follow that closer. So when MOBAs started to be a thing, with Overwatch perhaps being one of the most famous MOBAs at this point, I saw a lot of footage of it, but I didn't really follow it. I remember really liking the like cutscenes. They were really well produced. They very much harken back to those old, really high quality Blizzard cutscenes that you'd get, or like stuff in StarCraft and things. So I remember there was some kind of like gorilla man who was some kind of technological genius in Overwatch. Now he was some kind of gorilla dude. And there was a little 3-minute cutscene that was amazing, and I was like, I want to watch this movie, I want to watch this film. And I was sad that it turned out to be a game that didn't really have like a plot, because like if that had been a single player game with a story following on from those characters, I'd have been sold. I'd have purchased that game. It's free to play now, but was it free to play originally when it came out? The first Overwatch, I don't think it was. I could be wrong, because I remember the free-to-play... There was a different game, there was a different MOBA that was free-to-play, and I played a bit of that instead, and I never got Overwatch because you had to pay for it. You know, I don't know if there's an ocean liner game on PC. That's a good question. I don't know. There's lots of U-boat games and military stuff. But yeah, they're bringing World of Warships Legends to PC. It's in closed beta on Steam. I've tried it. It's fine. It runs fine. It's that game but on a PC. I just hope, and I think I've had my hopes dashed, but what I would like is to be able to move my account across and be able to play my warships with all of my progress but on the PC. That's not going to be the case, I'm reasonably sure. Because it turns out that while you do have cross-play, you don't have cross-progression if you play on Xbox and want to swap over to PlayStation, for example. And my theory behind that, and the reason why I think you won't have cross-progression on between Steam and Xbox, which means I'll be screwed and won't be able to swap over. When you think about it, and this is just my guess, but you have, like right now, let's say you have Microsoft and Sony, Xbox and PlayStation, and you have this free-to-play game, World of Warships Legends, and it's the same game on both consoles, and players are playing with each other, but you can't move your progress from one to the other because you're spending real money in this game. And maybe the way it works out is one company gets a bigger cut than another company might of payments or whatever. Or it could be even simpler than that, and it's a case of Sony might say, like, look, no. If someone wants to play this game on our platform, they can't have already spent all of the money on the Xbox side of it, given that money to Microsoft, and now bring all of that progress over to our ecosystem. If they want to play this game, even though it's the same game, they're going to have to start from scratch and give us that money again. And that is my assumption as to why they don't allow that kind of cross-pollination. It makes a lot of sense from a business perspective. And also, if you can just play it on both, and if there's like constant cross-progression, you might just spend all of your money on the ecosystem where you've already set up your payment stuff and just never spend any on the other platform. So it doesn't make sense for them to allow it, and I suspect it will be the same thing, because people like Sony and Microsoft will not want a chunk of their money to go to Steam either, so they'll keep that stuff separate. That's my guess, which is sad, because I really need a better frame rate. This game is running at 29 FPS right now, for example, and Warships doesn't run much better. I think that runs at 30 as well. Yeah, Overwatch 1 was paid, I'm pretty confident. Was it supposed to have a campaign and they cancelled it? That is a shame. I mean, hey, it worked out for them. It was clearly the right move in the end. Speaking of moves, I'm pushing up on this castle here. I've got half my team behind me, which is great, but like, the fact that we've not seen their team mostly suggests they're all up here behind this castle just waiting to pounce. I'm really concerned I'm about to get overrun by multiple bad dudes. So I am quite glad that I've got 3 heavies behind me. I mean, I'm a heavy tank too. And I am quite glad, because I suspect I'm going to get up here, or this medium tank's going to get up here. I'm going to see a lot of bad guys. Either that, or they are just pushing up the other side of the map, and we've just not really seen enough of them yet. I often forget in this game they have a mechanic where you can't see everyone on the map. Like, there's like radio range and stuff. Whereas in Warships, you can just see everything that everyone can see. So I have to get my head back into gear and remember, like, oh, some of my team can probably see people that aren't showing up on my map. They made a mission you had to spend $26 on, and they were going to add more, but they cancelled it. And that was only last year. Okay. Okay, so maybe they're... Right, yeah. I feel like Overwatch 2 wasn't the success they wanted it to be, right? And I'm outside the bubble. It's just news I was hearing. I think a lot of people were angry that they just got... Didn't they shut down the first game entirely? And it's a case of, if you want to play it now, you got to play the second one. And on the one hand, it's free to play, but on the other hand... Oh, hello! On the other hand, there were changes made that they didn't love, necessarily. Some of the players of the first game didn't love that they were kind of forced into those changes. They wanted their original game back. I think... Did they end up adding an original game mode or something? I don't know. I may be wrong about all of what I just said. Greetings, programs. The VK3001D is a great tank. And here are those guys I was worried were going to move up on me earlier. All I can really do right now is I do have buddies behind me. I do have friends. So I'm kind of holding the gate, but these guys behind me are also going to be helping. Oh, wow, I'm bouncing off this guy. That's not good. Hello. I really need my friends to be engaging right now. Where are they? For God's sake. Engage. Engage. Helm Warp 1, engage. You got me, buddy. Oh, what was that tank? Look at this guy. It's one of those new ones with the turrets on the back. Man, he had strong armor. The 6v6 game mode is back, but it's not like the basic game mode. There's 6v6, and okay, so they did kind of bring some of the other stuff back. Yeah, this heavy guy is heavy. This is a sexy tank, though. I always like the French tanks, man. Oh, I need to breathe after that one. That was exciting. Oh my God. I'm an extroverted introvert. Here are my friends who were coming up to cover me. They just arrived maybe a touch too late. But fair enough, they're pushing me back now. Is anyone else here an extroverted introvert? Like, I can be the heart and soul of the party, but only for a limited amount of time, and then my battery runs out, and then I have to sit in a dark, quiet room and in silence and speak to no one else for the rest of the day. There's an expression in the mental health community called spoons, and it's this idea that you have I don't know why it's called spoons. It's catchy, it's memorable. You have a number of spoons, and as you go through your day and you perform various different tasks, you use up your spoons. And when you run out of spoons, that's when you're kind of like dead to the world, and you're like, well, I'm leaving now. I'm going to go home. I've run out of spoons. Yeah, and it's a real thing. And I find that these streams, because I try to do my best to be a good host, I try to be talking all the time, I try to be answering chat and being engaging for 2 hours non-stop. After this, I just go and sit in my living room and look at the clock, tick, tock, for about half an hour, just quietly. Ooh, let's take out the hammer. I love the hammer. It's a sexy tiger tank. The hammer. I think mine's called Margaret. Yeah, look, she got a tramp stamp. Margaret the hammer. I love Margaret. Oh, I have to put skills on her. I guess I've not played this in 2 years. Okay, let's give her something. Okay, so what do I remember about the hammer? What do I need? Better camo. Okay, interesting. I guess generally just the one. Well, I kind of like penetration distance, and then vehicle hull rotation. No, I think the gun needs to be sped up a touch, and then after that I'll get vehicle hull rotation. I want to be able to spin faster. The only exception, I'm reading what Filthy's saying now. The only exception. So I do it in your voice. The only exception is I could be around a people. What are you, the old king of England? My peoples. You can only be around people you know for a long time. Oh, yeah. Well, you know why that is, Filthy? It's because you're all neurodivergent and weird. You're all comfortable with each other. Now, I think that might partly be because you don't have to put up as much of a masking face when you're around people you're closer with. Whereas other people, you always have to put up that little bit of a kind of a mask, and that takes a little bit of extra energy, you know. Even if it's something like some people, I have a friend of mine who, he sits there and he like kind of taps his foot constantly. That's his little thing that he does, and that's something he has to put effort into not doing when he's in a professional setting or in a public setting. But when he's hanging out with me, he just does it, because it's cool, whatever. I imagine that takes less energy. What do you mean, yummy German tank? You say I'm going to get eaten up? Alright, that is a shame that it's Spicy, before you go, tell me what your internet connection's like. if you can, if you're still here, because I'd like to know why it's lagging for some people, you know, and what kind of connection they're on. If they're on mobile, if they're on their phone, if they're on like a home internet connection, etc. But thanks anyway, and thanks for coming, Spicy. Jesus, you're eating it. Maybe I should have improved soft ground handling on Margaret. Look, Margaret's getting on a bit now, alright? She struggles with slopes. Jesus, she's a bit slippy. She's a fine tank, though. Let me tell you, this tank, once she gets into battle here... Oh, she's a beauty. Oh, what's this guy in front of me? Look at this, the Tiger Mouse. This is... Oh. Look at that off-brand Mickey Mouse. That's a sexy tank. Flying the French flag. Alright, if you're all going over there, I'm coming up here. Okay, that is strange. Yeah, that is strange. I'm sorry I can't do anything to help, Spicy. You know what you... Well, I am also streaming this on YouTube, and I imagine it probably wouldn't lag on YouTube. But also, by the Twitch terms of service, I'm not supposed to encourage people to watch this on a different platform. You're allowed to stream it on another platform, but you're not allowed to encourage people to go over there, so I would not encourage that. God damn! This was a mistake. I have made a terrible mistake. I have made a terrible mistake. I need to do something with the YouTube channel at some point. I have a playlist over there with high quality copies of all the VODs and stuff, all the like video on demands. I'm guessing that's what VOD stands for, video on demand. That's a strange, almost archaic expression, you know. Video on demand. It feels like something that came out of the old like cable TV era, when it was like an impressive new thing to be like, you can just press a button and you can watch this thing whenever you want. You don't have to wait for when it's going to be on. It's on-demand video. Twitch has on-demand video. Can you imagine if YouTube called it that? It's just a strange, archaic term to use. Like, but I guess, I don't know, it works. You know, they could have said replays or archive. They could have called it an archive. Calling it a VOD. It works. It works. I'm going to try and whip out my Stug. I like these Stugs. Good sniper tanks. I've had a lot of fun in my Stugs over the years. Let's see. It's just Twitch and her phone. Well, it sounds like you should buy her a new phone for Christmas. That's what I'm hearing. Didn't know that the Z or Z class, if you're English, destroyers had two different types, and the Z-23 was the lead ship of the 1936A mob, and the other type is the 1936B mob. Well, you know what? I didn't know that either, because I don't know anything about destroyers. I know so little about ships. I'm extremely slowly learning. Ah, well, sounds like... how many iPhones have there been now? I don't know. Are we up to like 20 yet? Have there been 20 iPhones yet? You should get her an iPhone 20. Well, there you go. There's some knowledge in the chat. Destroyer trivia for you. I could do with a new phone. To be honest, it works fine, but Spotify runs really poorly on it. Who's calling an SOS? And Spotify runs so badly on my phone now. I really appreciate you giving me the information, Filthy, but I don't know jack about jack. Let me look at the map here. Oh, I know where I'm going to go. If I can get onto the overlook, or even just park back here as a sniper, and people like to brawl behind this hill, so that's where I'm going to go. There's a little spot here where if you're not careful, you'll drive over a little mini cliff. Because you want to like head back this way, so you think, oh, I'm just going to drive in this direction. And you do that, and then I think it's there on my right. See there? You end up driving over that mound and kind of flying off this mini little cliff here and getting a little air time. That's caught me out a bunch of times, because you don't realise it's there. Fair play, fair play. I need a new phone, as I said. Alright. It's hard to be up. It's hard to be back here and be in cover, but if I can use distance to my advantage here. I'm just assuming there's going to be a lot of action over here. I'm not entirely sure if my move here is a good move, but let's give it a go. See how it goes. See if anyone pops their heads up around here. Worst case, I can always just roll down the hill. Wow, our other Stug, he's in the same... Oh, he's in an almost identical tank to me. He's really moving up. He's about to see something exciting. There we go. As long as no one aims at me, like they just did. Whee! Whee! That's my exit strategy. Just say wee. Hey, Serenity! That's the first thing you've ever seen said. You know what? Actually, this stream has been pretty good. There's been some nice people popping in for a chat. We've had one of the staff members who for the game come in, and they're very knowledgeable, which is great because I don't know much about much, and so they keep coming in and correcting me and giving me information about things that I don't know anything about. This guy's not going to come around the corner, is he? Yeah, I have to imagine you probably know so much about the ship you were named for, right? If I were named after a ship, I would probably know a lot about it also. Ha ha ha. Well, honestly, I think the thing is that very few people really stream this game, and especially at this time of day. And, but yeah, the first stream I did, she was popping in. And yeah, she's knowledgeable. She comes up with a lot of the... Hello, guy not moving. She comes up with a lot of the names for the bots in this. So if you play this game and think some of the bot names are dumb, you have only her to blame. But yeah, she's very friendly. And a local. I say a local, I mean, you know, a couple of 100 miles away from where I am down in Stoke. Ah, beautiful. It's all coming together. It's all coming together now. Thank God they can't see me or I'd have to move again. If you want to see the inside of a modern hospital ship, there was a television show that the Americans made called The Last Ship, which wasn't the best show ever, but it had a lot of really good footage inside inside a Navy God, what was the class of ship? It was a little what was the class? It was a thingy class. Uh-oh. But anyway, they also visited a... God, yeah, this ain't going well for me. They also visited... Uh-oh. It ended quickly. They also visited a hospital ship and got a little bit of footage inside one of those. So it's kind of interesting to see a modern hospital ship. Oh, God, what's the name of that modern class of, like... What are they, kind of modern destroyers that the Americans have? Oh, yeah, hospital ships were very much a thing. And a lot of them ended up being converted cruise ships and things. Because, yeah. I don't know there's much I can say. Yes, my tank is on fire. I don't think there's much I can say on the subject of hospital ships. Just imagine a big floating hospital. And imagine why you might need that. You know? But yes, very much a thing. Very much a faux pas to sink a hospital ship, you know? Oh, what is that? Does anyone know what those modern something early brigs or something like that? What was the name of those modern American destroyers? Arleigh Burke? Was it the Arleigh Burkes? Is that what they're called? Anyway, there was a lot of HD high quality footage of those ships, and so for someone who just likes seeing cool modern footage of relatively modern ships, that was a decent show to watch. But also very heavily, that was a very propaganda-laden show, a very American propaganda show. You imagine the reason they got so much access to these ships is because they said, hey, we're going to paint the US Navy in a really positive light. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, because you can still have really good television shows where they do that, like Stargate SG-1. They got a lot of access to the US Air Force because it was a show about, U.S. Air Force going out there into space and being the good guys and saving refugees and things, and so they got a lot of access, and the Air Force were very happy about it, because I'm sure it drove, what do you call it? It drove people to join. What's the word I'm looking for there? However, The Last Ship wasn't that great a show. It was. Here's the rundown of what The Last Ship was. Basically, you're on there you go. It was an Arleigh Burke. I'm remembering now. It was an Arleigh Burke class that was out in the Arctic on some mission, like radio silence for 6 months or something, or a year or something. And when they come back, a pandemic has killed almost everyone in the whole world. So they're like the last American ship, because everyone else is dead and the country has collapsed and stuff. And they're sailing around trying to find out what's going on, what happened, why is no one responding, why do all the cities appear to be abandoned and stuff, and then later on they're trying to find a cure. It's worth a watch if that premise sounds fun, because the first season was okay-ish. It was, I like that premise, so it was enough to watch it. But you're definitely not watching it for the most amazing of storylines or characters, or the acting was okay. But yeah, it was kind of fun. I like this map, by the way. I like coming down here and shooting at the enemy and pushing over the bridge area if possible. I like being on this map in a faster tank and really pushing over that middle railway line and stuff. Let's see, the HMS Britannic was indeed the sister to the RMS Titanic, yes. And converted into a hospital ship, indeed. Yeah. There you go. Fun facts in the chat. But yeah, they kept The Last Ship going for a while. They made several seasons of that, and they were progressively worse. I wouldn't recommend watching the later seasons, but just for fun, that first season was alright. Oh, that guy's getting slaughtered over there. Alright, let's see what we got here. You're a heavy tank? Well, I'm a heavy light tank, so I'm not scared of you, but I will change ammo. I can't see who's pointing at me, so I might as well take... Who's hiding behind me? Our light tank over there is doomed, but he's doing a good job. Can I get a shot off on someone? I'd love to shoot this stug. I'm in a light tank. Let's not forget that. Can I get behind some of these buildings here? Ooh, that's a big boy. Can I just stop and get a shot off on this guy? Come on. Right between the legs. Oh, that went poorly. Oh, no. I've changed my mind. I'm reversing now. Oh, no. Hey, everyone. I'm in a light tank. I'm going back here. I'm in a relatively hard to penetrate light tank, which is why I'm being very spicy with all of these bigger, heavier tanks. I mean, look, I've taken a few hits from heavy tanks now, and I've not even lost half my health. But that doesn't mean I'm okay. Oh, look at that. I did some damage. It just means I can slightly hold my own here. Maybe not against snipers, but look at that heavy guy just bounced off. Oh, God, what am I doing? I'm climbing up a wall. That's right, you better hide. Is that stug from earlier? See what I mean? I love coming down to this little bend in the road, and this is where the fight always is on this map, and it's so much fun. We are getting flanked by their light tanks. Don't think I don't see that. Yeah, I'm also moving away from the artillery. I still got it. I'm still hot. I'm still with it. Oh God, I was worried then. Bounced off. God damn. Let's try again. Oh, he's in cover. That artillery has a pretty good bead on me. That's why I keep having to fall back. I'm just not doing the damage. Maybe I'll swap to high explosive. Try messing him up that way. Oh God. How you doing, fella? You just took a direct hit from some artillery. It's not looking good for us. We may not be so low on the... That guy's turret can't see me. Let me take a random shot off. Oh, I really hope that I get him. Let's try again. Don't move. Oh, no, don't move. Oh, what got me? Oh, one of those SU freaking... Good job, though. Good job. I stayed still for too long. Ah, the Olympic. Good name for a ship. I wouldn't have wanted to be on one of those troop ships that got sunk by a submarine. Imagine being packed in like sardines and then suddenly 2,000 of you are floating in the ocean in the dark. Here's an interesting fact. I forget what they're called, but in the English Channel, which is a very small stretch of water between France and England, it's so small that they built a tunnel underneath it. We often had the problem of ships being sunk and planes going down out there, but especially ships being sunk and things. So what we ended up doing, and I think a couple of different countries have done a similar concept, is we ended up building floating shelters just out there. And it's basically a tin can that would be anchored in place and floating in the water there that had enough food and supplies on board. It was like a tiny little room with food and supplies for a couple of days and a radio and ways to signal for help. And the idea is, if your ship, if you were on a merchant ship or a military ship, or if you were in a plane and you happen to go down, and if you're close enough to one of these that you can see it and swim over to it, there you go. That's your savior. There's, I think, one of these left at a museum somewhere. I don't think it's in England. I think it's in a European country somewhere. I forget what they're called. But there was a wonderful YouTube video all about them at one point. There's a couple of different ones, but there's one where they really do a deep dive. But yeah, look up just like, I don't know, life raft shelters, wartime life raft shelters in the channel, and you'll find it. By the way, did an ad play? I'm guessing it didn't. I kind of just talked through the whole thing because I think Twitch still hasn't got ads working on my channel, so I'm assuming it didn't play. What to pull out? What should I whip out here? No ads. Yeah, I thought not. Good. I would have looked like such a fool. Am I skilled enough yet to bring out my high-level sniper tank that I've not been bringing out because I feel like I'm not good enough to take it out yet? Yeah, I gotta wait till, like a lot of things in life, you've got to wait till your thing goes through. I never looked at the Lusitania. I'm familiar with a lot of the history surrounding the ship because, of course, it has quite the place in history. But don't think I ever looked at it. Was it a four funnel? I can imagine what it probably looks like because all those ships back then looked pretty similar. Yeah, let me go look at my Twitch revenue page. Yep, still under review. This process usually takes a few minutes, is what it says on the page. It's been over 24 hours. I mean, actually, I did it early on Monday morning, I think. Maybe Tuesday morning. Maybe Tuesday. It's been at least a day, but I'm not in a rush. I think it's done by hand by Twitch staff, right? And who knows how many people work in like the accounting section, the like financial section of the Twitch company under Amazon. It might just be like 12 people. Who knows? You'd be surprised, like with a good system, how few people you need to process even thousands and thousands of, things. My first job, I worked in accounts for a company. And I handled all of the. It was a business-to-business company, so we had a lot of payments come in by check back then. A lot of businesses would pay stuff via check, and I would handle the checks every day. And I would get thousands of checks every day that I had to manually process and tie to an account, and enter the amount that they paid in the system, and tally it up and make sure it all added up. You'd enter everything into a spreadsheet, and then you'd make sure that everything matched what it should match. And then you had to get all of those checks to the bank by 3 p.m. to deposit them. That was your... So it was on a bit of a time crunch. So for the majority of my morning, I would handle all of that. That took ages. But it did teach me how to use the numpad on the keyboard. I'd never used it before, as I was an avid gamer. Yes, come up this hill. Oh, I bounced off. That wasn't a bad shot, though. You know what? I hit him. I'll take it. Sure, I bounced off, but at least I actually hit him. If this was 2 weeks ago, I wouldn't have hit him at all. This might not be the best spot to snipe from. It's a bit too far away from the action. I am going to move up to where some of these guys are, especially because they're getting their asses kicked. Yeah. I don't want to move up on the wrong side of this hill, though, and get shot at. Because we can't tell what's in the middle of the map right now. They could be pushing straight through the middle, and we'd hardly even know. So, and someone did just spot me, which is indicative of that kind of issue. So I want to kind of stay on this side of this, like, berm here. Would you call this a berm? Though I might be able to get a couple of shots off down this way. What about who? Okay, let me just look at this guy. So we got Cranvarn. Oh, this guy's got loads of health. I assume he'll be able to deal with this guy. I will come around to help just in case. Yeah, all of your family have really nice names. When you think about it, like, people have not plumbed the depths of cool old ship name. What was that noise? One of these ships just made a weird... Was it the Night Stalker firing her gun? Made a really odd sound. Yeah, people haven't really plumbed the depths of cool old ship names enough, I feel. I can't stay here. I really want to, but as evidenced by getting hit just now... Can I... Alright. Okay, we're in a position here. God damn. I thought he'd carry on moving forward. That would have been a better shot. You see that sniper off to my left? Over there. That's why I have to keep kind of pulling back and hiding. Because you don't want to stay spotted. Alright, okay. This guy's wiggling. He wants me to shoot him while he's wiggling. I've learned my lesson. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to wait till he actually makes a real move. His team are probably pushing very hard on the other side of the map. We cannot afford to sit here and wait forever. But it's a bit of a stalemate. God damn, it bounced off. At least I waited till he came out. We can't push forwards because it's me, a medium, and another sniper, and they're covering this area. This heavy is a problem. But he's also pinned in badly by us. You're attempting to get a match with me by random. Jesus, I'm certainly not a formidable opponent. I used to be so much better with this game. I think... Oh, Jesus, it is that tank firing those crazy shots. Okay, there goes that guy. I can worry a bit less about moving up now. I'm much better at World of Warships, which I will be streaming again tomorrow. But I'm not terrible at this game. I think a lot of what makes me not the worst, he says, whilst wildly moving forwards, is that I take my time and don't take silly chances, generally. Someone's got me in their sights. Is it that sniper back there? Oh, wow. No, it's someone over there that I can't even see. Alright, I gotta move back. They're gonna try and fire in that exact same direction again. That was a really bad shot. I guess I'm on the EU servers, I assume. There's nothing on screen that tells me that, but I'm assuming I'm on the EU servers. Are you on Halo? Not to just plug my stuff all the time, but if you're on my Discord, we could perhaps arrange to party up next time or something. Because I could add you on the Microsofts or something. Alright, this is what I wanted to happen. Our team over here are now able to push forwards. And actually, it looks like our team on the other side of the map won that fight anyway. But I was really hoping we'd be able to move up to assist our team. I'm hoping that our guys have this to the degree that I can push up this hill and maybe hit some of these guys. Oh, this is not good. Don't aim at me. Don't aim at me. You don't want to shoot me. I know, but I have to turn my entire hull around to... Oh, God, no. All right. Fire from the hip. Didn't work. Okay. Where's this guy? Now I'm just chasing someone. Where's he going? Is he going left? Okay. He's coming this way. This is bad for me, because if you look at how little health I have, I'm actually kind of screwed at this point. This guy would easily win, I think, in a fight with me. You can hear that fire, right? I don't know who's firing. You heard that, right? I think the last guy is up here, kind of where they put that icon. Or actually, I think he went up into these hills. But I'm the only one over here, and I'm not in good shape. Oh, hey, it's like the bot heard me and shared the Discord. I'm a little worried at the moment because, you know, when you join a Discord and there aren't too many people in it, and my Discord has like a dozen, maybe 15 people at the moment. You know when people join like a very empty Discord, it's hard to get a community going at first because people don't want to be the only people there. But, of course, someone has to be first, right? You know? So I'm hoping people aren't too off-put by there only being a dozen people at the moment. God, I really trundle slow when my engine's damaged. I'm not wasting a repair on a match we've clearly won. No, I don't want to stop. Keep going. I just don't want to waste a repair, that's all. Oh, he's slaughtering our guys, though. Oh, he's got so little health. I can't see him from here. He's behind a mountain. Go for it, little guy. You can do it. I believe in you. 0 seconds, though. You ran out of time. You're chronically online. Yeah, that Night Stalker. It did look like rockets. Sounded crazy. I'm also chronically online, or rather I was. I kind of still am. I'm working on it. These days I try to be a little bit less online. I got a landline phone again. We've not had one for years because who has a landline anymore? But I thought to myself, well, I have a lot of friends who are local in my city, but we only ever really chat on Discord, so I don't get to speak with my voice to them often. So I'll be online less, and I'll get a landline phone set up because that's just it's a fun thing to set up again. I like old phones. And it will be a nice way to just be like, yo, you can call me sometime, or I'll call you, and we have a little chat, you know, like you used to do. And so right next to me here on the wall, I don't know if you'll hear it, because you know what, if I... Where's OBS? OBS, if I go into audio, and I go into my boom mic, and I turn off the... There we go, I've turned off the noise removal filter. Hang on. I need to be able to see my audio levels to know if this is even coming through. NVIDIA has a great noise removal thing, by the way, if anyone does streaming. And just... I don't know if you could even hear the dial tone. How many years has it been since you've heard the dial tone on a landline phone? But yes, I have my phone mounted on the wall here. I also have a 1970s answering machine, which I've not gotten working yet, but it was a great deep dive into old telephone line stuff because the thing itself works, and it's a Panasonic. It's like, this was very expensive when it came out. It even says on the box, like, it's got 2 microchips inside, and it was made in Japan. It's a good thing, good bit of kit. Very nice, you know, like a wood veneer finish and so on. But the problem is, because it's from the 70s, it's from before we modernized telephone line connections, and it uses a type of connection that hasn't been used since like they were phased out in the early 80s, and it's not entirely fully immediately compatible with the SIP box that I have, that you should just be able to plug a phone into and it works, right? The one I have is very backwards compatible. It's a Grand Stream something. They're very compatible with older rotary phones, which need a stronger... this is very inside baseball, but like if you want to use an old rotary phone and you want to set it up on like a VoIP phone line, you know, over the internet, you need to get a box that you can plug it into that is able to put enough power out onto the ringer wire to power the ringer, because modern phones need far less power, whereas the older ones really need more oomph, and some of the newer boxes just can't do it. But these old Grand Streams 901 or whatever the model is, you can get them new or like secondhand on eBay. They're not very expensive. They're very cheap. They will run a rotary phone just fine. But I can't. It's not just a one-to-one wiring up the answer machine. It's a weird old system, because the system they had before modern phone stuff here, I forget what it's called now, but you plug your phones into this kind of like ring line. It was, well, not a ring line, but It's really hard to describe. So there was a phone line in your house, and when you plugged your phone into it, it would disconnect the ringer wire because the ringer wire would go all the way through. It was a single line, and so when you connected your phone, the ringer wire would now go through your phone and out again and carry on. It was one wire, it was one loop, which was very different to how it's done these days. This map, do I remember this map? I'm not sure I do. And there used to be, in those days, that guy's tank is on fire. There used to be a separate ringer box on your wall. So like, your phone handset wouldn't necessarily ring itself. It could, but you'd also just have a ringer box fitted to your wall, and all it did was ring when someone called. And that setup was rather different. And so it's not a one-to-one wiring of the quote-unquote modern 80s standard, and so I'm struggling to get that working. I will eventually. ADHD projects, right? Like, it's on the back burner right now, but I'll get round to it eventually. One of the things that put me off is that a lot of the functions this thing has requires it to have a cassette tape in it, and I can't find my blank cassettes. And cassettes are so expensive these days. You want to buy a pack of 4 cassette tapes, it's like a lot of money. It's like £13, £14 or something. Oh no. Their artillery is probably over there. That's concerning. Don't shoot me, Mr. Artillery. Maybe he's not going to hit me because he's up there. Maybe I got lucky. Anyway, a lot of it won't function without a cassette tape in it, and I'm not sure if I have wired it up properly and it's just not working because there's no cassette in it, or what. So I've kind of put it on the back burner and spent my money on other things. Ah, come on. That's a really good sniper tank. That that's a premium tank. I think it was gifted or something. I definitely didn't buy it, but I got it in some campaign or something. It is fast. It is powerful. I didn't realize I could shoot through that bus shelter or whatever it is. I don't think it's wise. What am I? I'm in a medium tank. Yeah, I probably shouldn't be going up against this guy. Oh no! A T-34 came to say hello. Where's the SOS button? Go, and another sniper. Oh, hello everyone. Please give me a moment. No, I need to get out of this and then be like, hello, what's behind me? Because I don't know. I'll just go up these stairs. God, oh no, they're behind me. Oh God, there's so many of them behind me. I should probably move forwards, not backwards, but they're in front of me. Oh God, oh God, oh God. Alright, new plan. We're going this way. What's over here? It's a little bit of cover. I'll take it. I'll take it. Thank God for that. Oh, this guy's got problems. Oh no. Oh, they came behind me anyway. Oh, they were up on that hill. Oh, the Star Child. King Dragon sends his regards. Yeah, I don't know this map. I wonder if it's new. It's a shame that KB left the match, because KB could have told me. Did you hear Halo? I think they're adding a whole new like prequel level to that new Halo 1 remake. I think they're adding something new. Why are we whispering? Spicy Fire XOX. Hello, Spicy. Hello. Just a sec. I'm gonna post something in the Discord right here. I'm gonna post something. God, I went quiet while I was typing, but there we go. There we go. Where the hell is OBS? Oh, it's back. Hello. Did I turned my filter back on, right? How do I sound when I turn off the NVIDIA noise removal? Welcome to another ASMR video. Today we're going to rub our hands together. I don't even know if you heard that. I like this microphone. Ooh, I do like these VK tanks. They're nippy little tanks. They're speedy little fellas. Now get ready for 20 minutes of mouth sounds. We're going to start with the really wet ones. Work our way in from there. I was thinking sometime, it's not so much ASMR, but I was thinking it would be fun one stream, maybe as a special event or something, to just read one of my books. Just read one of my books out. And I got some interesting, I mean, it depends. One person's interesting book is another person's very boring. You know what I do have? Let me pull it off the wall here. I'm not saying this is the most interesting book, but I have a short history of the British Commonwealth. And it is a very large book, and it's full of just a bajillion little facts and things. It's a real like timeline kind of thing. And I thought it would be interesting sometime to just get people in chat to suggest a page number, and I just read the page out. Because I know most of this book, you open it to weird pages, and it's a lot of like huge, big, crazy stuff going on that we just consider history these days. For example, on page 678 that I've just opened it to, the date at which the imperial idea became the dominant factor in British policy is very clearly fixed. It was the moment when blah, 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 blah. Yeah, the idea of empire in Britain. Like, yeah, that's quite a... Yeah, we remember. The Age of Imperialism is the name of the... Is the name... Let me tell you, this book has about 900 pages. Yeah, that's not a bad idea, you know? I mean, I don't have any subscribers yet because I can't, because it's not unlocked. But maybe at some point I could do like a subscribers stream or something where it's just me reading. I don't know. Because even if I'm not interesting, the books are interesting, I think. Okay. Give me a sec to get into a position here where I'm not going to get immediately slaughtered. This is actually a great map also, because you can get up on these hills, especially if you're a sniper or something, and just go buck wild on people, try and get your eye on people across the map. And there's these two bridges that you can get over. Oh, actually, there is a bridge in the middle. No one's ever stupid enough to come through the middle, though. Can I hit this guy? What do you think? Yes, I can. All right, I've still got it. Page 899. Here we go. Let me open. This is a very heavy book. Very heavy book. 848. Jesus, page 848. The Irish Problem. Jesus wept. 899. 73. 897. Oh, fuck. Page 898 is the last page. The last page in this book is page 898. Yeah. After that is just the index. Well done on figuring out. The very last chapter in this book is called The World Economic Crisis. The more things change, the more they stay the same. Alright, pick a different page number, but it has to be less than 898, because that's the end of the book. God, this... yeah, I just pick it up sometimes and read a page. I know, right? I'll tell you what... okay. Technically, Filthy got in first, so I'll read 425. 425. Okay, 420, 423. Alright, let's have a look. The tropical colonies of the West. There is no more pointed illustration of the contrast between the colonial policy of the 18th century and that of the 19th than is afforded by the West Indies and West Africa. The West Indies had been the pride of the old colonial system, the main pillar of the empire's trade. No part of the empire had drawn greater profit from the system of trade regulation and monopoly, while the traffic with West Africa had brought an abundant supply of cheap labour. The riches and greatness of the West Indies had in truth rested upon an artificial and unhealthy basis. They had been built upon slavery and protection. And when slavery was abolished and protection replaced by free trade, the West Indies sank into relative insignificance by a transition as painful as it was abrupt. while West Africa practically ceased to have any value. Oh, there you go. There's a little section. Yeah. It turns out when you get rid of forced labor and slavery, suddenly you can't extract any colonial value anymore. You see what I mean, though? You can just turn to a random section and it's on some fascinating part of history. And it's never good. It's never good. It's never good history. It's never a page entitled "When the British Empire went and helped people out and were really nice and helpful and kind and nice." It's always something awful. I shouldn't be pushing up like this. The radio man is dead, but it looks really cool. Let's wait. It turns out a lot of their team are still very much alive and just sitting on this ridge waiting for us to... Oh no. Waiting for us to go up there and kill ourselves on their defensive line, it would seem. I will do page 888 shortly. I'll finish this match first. There must be someone right there. Sorry, I keep forgetting which button controls the hull. Oh, they've gotten around the back of us, down at the bottom of the map. Things did not go well for my team while I was reading that book, it would appear. I don't think I'm going to be able to do anything from here. Yeah, if I pull out, the guys on my right are going to just see me. Oh, hello, there's a guy moving up on me anyway. Yeah, you may have me, but I also have you, so... Come on, you and your buddies can slaughter me. Come on. No, too slow. Too slow. Try again. Not a lot I can do at this point. Someone's looking at me. Probably that guy. I have to get behind this building now. He thinks he's got me, and he probably does, to be fair. But I've also got his engine. Take that! Take care, Disarmed Halo 360, which is a great name. Enjoy VR! And if you are still around, tell me what VR games you play. I have an old Quest 2 headset. And I like Synth Riders. That's my game of choice. It's the less popular cousin to... God, what's that other one called? Was I giggling? Oh dear. God, what's that game called? Beat Saber. Beat Saber's the really popular music VR exercise game. But Synth Riders is the one I enjoy more. The thing I had trouble with... Oh, you play VR, chat. Fair enough. I want a Quest 3. It looks really good. I'll get one at some point. They must be coming down in price eventually, right? The thing with Beat Saber is once you get to the higher difficulties, it's a lot of very, very, very fast movements, and I wasn't having fun. I wasn't hitting it. Whereas Synth Riders has a difficulty curve that still gets hard, but it's not about sheer waving your arms around like a crazy person. And I felt like I was getting more exercise for the way I like to play these things on Synth Riders, because it's a lot of more careful arm movements, and it's still a lot of body movement and arm movements and stuff, but it doesn't make me look like a maniac. You know what? I'm torn. I'll read page 888 because I think Halo is leaving anyway, and Halo did suggest 360, but I think Halo is gone, and Spicy, you suggested page 888, so I will... You have terrible hand-eye coordination. Yeah, well there you go. You might do better at Synth Riders. Plus, you don't need to... I don't know if it's changed now, but if you wanted to get custom songs into Beat Saber, you had to install like a modded version of the game, which was like potentially could get your Facebook account banned and your device bricked, whereas with Beat Saber you can load in custom songs by just dropping them in a folder. You don't have to mod the game or anything. So Synth Riders was my choice for custom music, and let me tell you, dancing to ABBA or the Bee Gees or something in that Staying Alive is a lot of fun. Page 888. We're gonna find page 888, and then we're gonna play one or two more games, and then I think we're almost at 3 hours, so we will soon wrap it. Page 888. I'll get there. This is a section called the World Economic Crisis. Whilst, yes, we lost. While all the governments in the world were distracted by the economic chaos which had resulted from their own mistaken policies, political issues of the gravest kind were also arising, which threatened ruin to the whole system of peace designed in 1919. In September 1931, Japan, under some provocation, suddenly took the aggressive in the great province of Manchuria, which formed a part of the Chinese Empire and was almost wholly peopled by Chinese. Her pretext was that she had to guard the chief Manchurian railway, which she controlled. Manchuria was rapidly overrun. Its capital, Mukden, I'm sorry I can't pronounce that, was occupied, and a puppet state called the Republic of Manchukuo was set up under Japanese protection. This high-handed action was a manifest breach of the Covenant of the League. It was a breach of the Pact of Paris, whereby Japan had pledged herself not to use war as an instrument of policy. Oh, we see where that goes eventually, don't we? And it was a breach of the Nine Power Treaty, whereby Japan, with other countries, had pledged herself to respect the integrity of China. If the collective system of peace was to have any meaning at all, and if the nations were to have any confidence in the League, this defiance by a great power would have to be firmly withstood. There you go. Yeah. Oh, they were really drowning in peace at the time, too. Oh, do you? Halo's probably gone by now, but if you're still here, do drop your YouTube in the Discord at some point. By all means, I'll check it out. All right. Let's play something. Let's pull out something fun, and by fun I mean probably My Minuteman, I'm guessing. Yes, it's such an interesting little book. I have a lot of random stuff. What have I got? I can't talk and look at my bookshelf because it's behind me at the same time. So. I have a marvelous book actually, and God, I sound like one of those boring war nerds. I'm not. I have a lot of other books. It's just most of my factual non-fiction books are generally they may mostly be about the war. But I read a lot of other stuff. I would recommend Robin Hobb if you want to read a good fantasy epic that spans across multiple trilogies. Robin Hobb is a wonderful writer. She is absolutely top tier. It's amazing that none of her works have ever been, turned into a film or a TV show or something, or a HBO or whatever. I would recommend Assassin's Apprentice. It's the first of the Farseer trilogy of books. If you're the sort that likes, Brandon Sanderson and all that kind of thing, the Mistborn books, and if you like Game of Thrones and things. I won't spoil what's in this series, but it's very, very, very good. Oh, if my bookshelf were next to my bed, I'd end up hitting my head on it when I got up, probably. Whenever I just build bookshelves in here, because I'm in my kind of work shed office. It's very cozy. It is very cozy. I'll post a picture sometime on the Discord. It's very cozy. But whenever I run out of space, I just get some 3/4 inch plywood out, some nice hardwood plywood, nothing special, but it looks nice enough, and just throw another shelf up wherever I have a bit of room. But I always have to be concerned about where I might end up hitting my head. But yes, those Robin Hobb books are marvellous. Assassin's Apprentice is book 1. Grab that, it's very good. But I have a very good book I was going to mention. I think it's called Failure of a Mission. It's written shortly after the beginning of World War II, and it's written by, let me just tell the team I'm going over here, it's written by the British ambassador to Nazi Germany in the run-up to the war, so the 1930s. And it's fascinating because this guy writes this book shortly before it all kind of goes to hell as his account of the lead up to it. And it's called the Failure of a Mission because his mission was to try to secure peace with Nazi Germany. And he very much points out that, peace was never on Hitler's mind. It was never going to succeed no matter what I did, but I still consider it to be a failure of my mission kind of thing. But because he met a lot of the top Nazis and a lot of the higher and lowers in the government, and he was living in Germany at the time, and He was very much the go-between between, you know, England and their government. His insights, as written up, were very interesting. Very, very interesting. So yeah, that's an interesting one. Failure of a mission. And it's worrying, actually. I'm not going to get into politics. I know as we are playing like old war games and stuff here, politics do come up. But some of the poetry rhymes, as they say, and some of the things that he talks about, and the way wow, someone's slaughtering this guy. The way that government kind of approached their discussions with other governments and how they would say one thing and do another and so on is definitely good education. Definitely something people should be aware of. Well, they should be aware of frickin' how we're getting slaughtered up here. Alright, I need to move up and help cover these lighter fellas. Da, 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 da. Why do you walk into glass doors? When did this happen? Has it happened more than once? I could see it happening once. A shiny door, you know, I could see that happening. Have they improved the way this game sounds? Because the distant thuds of those shots coming through sound amazing. And I don't remember them always sounding that good. I was ready for you. I was ready. Yeah, you got me in the side, you little... Okay, actually, there's probably snipers up there I need to be concerned about. That guy is not going to make that mistake again. He's not going to push up again, right? Surely? Nah, he seems like he's being careful. I think it was that light guy that saw me. He might wait till we've looked away from him to push up again. He might still be there. He might just think, oh, you know, I'll go away for a few seconds, then I'll come back and they won't be looking anymore. But I'm still looking. Oh, my back is killing me. Sorry, I'm leaning too close to the mic and I keep clipping it out. I apologize. I should be sitting back here a bit further away, but I like you guys so much. Who is it? Is it this guy? But I keep wanting to get real close to the microphone. I don't even have a pop filter. How do I sound when I whisper? I should be reasonably loud even if I'm whispering. Shh. Shh. It's okay, let it happen. Just let it happen. Let it wash over you. Here's something I shouldn't do. Move up. But I'm gonna. Uh-oh. That shot came from somewhere I wasn't expecting. Way over there. Thank God. Alright, we need to... Come on, fellas. Guys behind me should be pushing up as well. Please, please. I really do need you to come and help, fellas. Like, yes, I'm pushing up, but with the assumption that you will come too. Can't do this on my own. Look at them. They're still back there. They're still hiding. Let's go. I know one of them's a sniper. Fair play. But come on, this medium tank could come up and give me a hand. Come on. I'm not mad. If I ever sound mad, I'm very rarely mad in games. Come on, guys. Is that going to encourage you to move up? Come on, guys. We can do it. Let's go. Okay, the medium tank seems to be moving. Come on. Do I have to send an SOS? Let's go. This guy might be off to my right. That would be concerning. I don't mind if he's in front of me. Oh, my back is killing me. Come on. Move up before I kill everyone. God damn it. God damn it. Fair enough. I'm not moving. If he does come back around that corner, he's probably going to die. Oh, the sniper's finally moving up, but the medium tank is moving up behind the sniper, slowly. Wow. That guy really messed me up. Fair play to him. He hit me hard. If he backs up that medium tank, I'm looking at the minimap, could get behind him. I'm probably just going to wait and let that guy get behind him. Did you just hit me? Yeah, I'm going to let that guy get behind him. That'll be fine. I don't need to get every single kill. I'm a team player. There he is. Yeah, someone's going to slaughter this guy now. Oh, wow, you bounced off. Ooh. Are you good, Mr. Sniper? You don't look good. You're welcome. Oh, God. You should take care of your posture. Take care of your back. Oh, Oh, don't be like me. Oh, don't be like me. I worked... Oh, I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Sniper. I got in your way there. I worked in a hospital for a long time in... Uh-oh, someone's going to snipe me now. In MRI, and we saw... it was all musculoskeletal stuff. We saw so many patients with bad backs for a variety of reasons. Plenty of labourers. Like, you know, like things like carpet fitters get really bad knees because they are just on their knees constantly, really working their knees hard down there. Oh, the last guy just committed suicide. Ritual Sudoku. So yeah, even if you're in the trades and you think you have to work super ultra hard and not take care of yourself, and you think it's fine because you're 20 years old or something, you can ruin your body by the time you're 28, and then you're screwed. And you might not really feel it. You might not really feel it until you're in your 40s or 50s or 60s, but then you will, and that's when you show up on my doorstep with a bad knee or a bad back or something, and be like, oh well, I'm 50 something, and now my back's screwed for the rest of my life because I didn't take care of it. Like athletes also, you think like going running is healthy, and of course it is, but athletes who do it a lot and really push themselves, people who run for years and years, they wear out their joints. It wears your body out. And so I think, is it Usain Bolt that has said he's kind of ruined his body? I read an interview or something where he happened to mention that he struggles now because he's ruined his body after working it so hard for such a short amount of time. But yeah, like footballers, they have knees that are like a decade older than the rest of them, on average. So take care of your body. There's always a middle ground. You know, you don't want to push yourself too hard, but you don't want to just sit around and be unhealthy either. Oh, I love free stuff. Keep giving me free stuff. Because I always end up spending silver in this game. I always end up spending more than I make. Where's the button to hide the UI? You know what? I don't normally have this many viewers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and... because I'm going to wrap it up for today. I'm going to try and do a raid. If that's okay with you guys. You know what? I was about to put on the Irish accent. Good. Excellent. I like a person who goes and lives in another country for a long time and manages to maintain their accent. There's something about them. There's something strong about their individuality. I feel like it speaks to their personality when they don't let their own accent get swallowed up by the fact that they live in A, B, or C of a place. My father, still very much an Irish accent, even though he's lived here, for 60 years. And you think, how's he managed to maintain it, living around the English for so long? But somehow he has. I don't know. Anyway, let's try this raid thing. And just so you know, tomorrow I will be back at 11 a.m. UK time, and I'll probably be playing Warships. Probably. Okay, sorry, I'm going to go slightly quiet for a moment because I'm looking at this raid thing. So I want to find people playing this game because I'm assuming my viewers want to see the same game. And let's see, is there anyone playing this game? Let's search for people who don't have a lot of viewers because it's always fun to try and help people out. Wow, there's like 3 streams. One guy has 50 viewers. The next guy has 1 viewer. Huh. Alright. This guy says playing with viewers. Maybe he has drops enabled too. Let's see if he has a microphone. See if he's talking. I don't want to drop people into someone's stream if they're not like talking and being engaging. I feel like that would be doing viewers a disservice. He's not saying anything. He's not speaking. I'm gonna give him 20 seconds. See if he says anything. And then I'm going to move on. He's not said anything. Okay, that guy wasn't speaking. Let's try this guy. I'm not sure this guy's playing the game. Wow. Alright, well, you know what? How about the guy that has like 50 viewers? I mean, surely he's speaking. He's got a lot of viewers. He's playing music. All right, we're gonna give this a go. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play my outro video because I made it, and by Jove, I'm gonna get some use out of it. And then I'm gonna try raiding this guy. Sometimes people have raids disabled, so if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Either way, I will be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Thank you so much for joining me. I've had so much fun. I've had so much fun chatting and seeing how many people come in to say hello. It's really lovely. But you don't have to chat if you don't want to. You just want to look. That's fine too. So we're going to do a sign off and then a raid. Thank you. Love you. Kisses.